Sports Radio homepage. Sports Radio homepage.
Well, hi again, everyone, and welcome to another season of high school basketball. Tonight, we are live from South Christian High School on the south side of Grand Rapids for the annual rivalry doubleheader between Grand Rapids Christian and Grand Rapids South Christian. The girls' game is just about to tip off. The guys' game will be later tonight, and we are delighted that you've chosen to spend part of your Tuesday night with us here for the opener of the 2024-25 basketball season. Down on the court, we have our starting lineups tonight presented by the Sobey Company. First for the visiting Grand Rapids Christian Eagles. They'll start sophomore Charlie Hassenrick in the backcourt, along with junior Ray Cummings. Paige Ferwerda, Lydia Eidenberg, and Magnolia Cumming, the five starters for the Eagles, coached by Paul Van Swol. For South Christian, they begin with junior Lizzie Wolheis, senior Lily Nitz, junior point guard Sophia Prins, senior Cammie Boonstra, and their fifth starter tonight, senior Bree Knott. Bob Sack with you for all the play-by-play for both of these games tonight. Bryce Sack along with the color. Tim Chenoweth will have our statistics. And we're delighted that you've started this high school basketball season with us tonight. Again, those starting lineups presented by Sobey Company. South Christian coached by, in her second year, Erica Brown. And we are underway as the Eagles control the tip. Grand Rapids Christian coming into this game after a tough season last year, 3-20. 0-10 in the conference. South Christian 15-11, 7-7 in the conference. Sailors made it all the way to the regional finals last year at Hopkins before dropping a regional final tough loss to Vicksburg. Grand Rapids Christian knocked out in the first game against West Catholic. Just underway, and the first basket of the season goes to Grand Rapids Christian's Magnolia Cumming, the junior. South Christian with a lot of returning starters from last year, including the one with the ball right now, Lizzie Woltheis, number 3. Lily Nitz was a starter last year as well. She makes a nice ball fake and lays it in for the first basket of the season for the Sailors.
Real nice pump fake there by Lily Nitz. Getting the Sailors on the board, responding nicely to Grand Rapids Christian's first basket.
Eagles with Paige Forwerda, one of their returning starters from last year, drives the left side of the lane, has it rejected, and Nitz quickly into the front court. Left wing to Woltheis. She'll fake the 3. The runner on the baseline is too strong. And a jump ball between Ray Cumming and Bree Knott. Bree Knott, another returning player, the senior forward, saw time last year off the bench. Catalyst of this team is the left-handed point guard who's got it right there, Sophia Prinz, in her third year as a starting point guard. Knocked away from her, and into the front court comes Charlie Hassenrick, the sophomore from Grand Rapids Christian. Leaves on the right wing, a jumper too strong by Eidenberg. Rebound, though, by Forwerda, and she lays it home. 4-2 Eagles.
Grand Rapids Christian taking advantage of the offensive boards, converting those into baskets.
Boonster with a baseline drive. Kicks it right corner to Woltheis, and she'll reset between the circles. Right wing, Prince probes, eyes the elbow jumper, now kicks it left wing for Boonstra. Couldn't get that triple to go, but Knott controls the boards, and South Christian will reset. Woltheis with a left-handed step. Couldn't finish in the lane. Controlled by the Eagles. Last year, these two teams played at Grand Rapids Christian. South won it 56-40. Of course, 2 years ago was Grand Rapids Christian with an outstanding team all the way to the regional finals. Back to work on offense. Eidenberg with a nice give and go, and laying it home is Hassenrick, and it's 6-2 Eagles.
Grand Rapids Christian doing a real nice job of getting the ball to their big at the top of the key.
Down low, Bree Knott on a nice feed from Lily Nitz off the glass, the right block, and it's 6-4.
Bree Knott's been a force on both sides of the court thus far at the start of this game.
Top side now. Driving is Forwerda. Gets a step on Knott. Couldn't go, but right there for the rebound is Ray Cumming. She drops it home. And you're right, Bryce. It's a lot of offensive glass right now that has powered Christian to this 8-4 lead. Triple try by Nitz, no, and knocked out of bounds. It'll go to Grand Rapids Christian. Erica Brown in her second year as the head coach for South Christian after serving as Kim Legg's assistant for several years. Brown, the former Flushing High School star, Eastern Michigan standout, just also happens to be the wife of South Christian football coach Danny Brown. We'll hear from him a little later tonight. I always like to refer to them as the first family of South Christian coaches. Pretty hard to argue that fact.
I'd say so.
Top side, Hassenrick, the sophomore. Leaves for Cumming. Drives, dishes it down low to Forwerda, and she muscles it up along the right glass. And with 3:48 to go here in the first quarter, pretty efficient offensive effort so far by Grand Rapids Christian. Prinz left point. Get it down low to Knott. Now she'll circle out. Tried to gun it across the floor to Boonster. Was picked off by Ferwerda. And she's fouled on the way in transition.
South Christian looking to hit a lot of those cross-court passes, whether driving to the lane and kicking it out at time. Paige Ferwerda read it nicely.
Tonight's first quarter brought to you by Choice One Bank.
Nice pick.
Sailors come away with a steal, and Prinz gets her first 2 points, averaged in double digits last year as the point guard. She, along with Woltheis, the other sophomore, really led this Sailor team. Now into the game is Lila Poole, number 20 for Grand Rapids Christian. Coming with a good crossover and a kick to the left wing, and that triple is splashed down by Magnolia Cumming, and it's 13-6 Eagles.
That was a ferocious crossover by Charlie Hassenrick to set up that three-point.
Right corner three by Woltheis wouldn't go, but battling for the boards is Abby Prinz, the freshman. And she'll go to the line. Also into the game now for South Christian is sophomore Meredith Helmus. She came up to the varsity last year as a freshman midway through the year and had a nice finish to the season. Prinz, freshman, hits the first one.
South Christian has 2 freshmen on their squad this year. Abby Prinz and Natalie Woltheis. Both in the game.
Both younger sisters of their teammates. She got them both. 13-8 with 2:40 to go.
Imagine those practices between sisters and siblings. Whew.
Ferwerda with a good drive, got bumped by Woltheis. Sophia Prinz comes away with a rebound, 2-on-1, drops it off to Natalie Woltheis, and the freshman gets her first varsity points.
Real nice finish on the fast break, absorbing a bit of contacts, getting the ball off the backboard. Nice layup there.
How about that, Bryce? Got 4 of the 5 girls in the game right now are sisters. Nice give and go. Ferwerda dumped it to Eidenberg, and then she gave it right back to Ferwerda and cut down the lane for the lay-in. Good action here in the first quarter from that Christian offense. Right wing three is good. Rattled home by the freshman, Abby Prinz. Lila Poole kicks it left wing to Cumming. Now Ferwerda drives the left baseline, has it stripped by Nitsch. 2-on-2 to the hole. Right-hander wouldn't go. Controlled by Christian. 15-13 Eagles, a fast-moving first quarter.
Really nice job there by Cumming, not committing the foul on that fast break. Staying disciplined, keeping their hands up.
Working the left side is Ferwerda. She's been their main offensive use so far. Kicks it to Cumming. Another 3 from the left point. Too strong and chased down by Woltheis. Lizzie Woltheis. She too averaged in double figures last season. Left point to Prinz against that 2-3 defense. They able to attack and find Nitz in the right block. Fouled on the way up. She will shoot 2.
Great job attacking, made that zone collapse, and Lydia Yenberg was unable to roll down fast enough and setting up a free throw try here for Lily Snitz.
Hits the first. Tonight's game brought to you by River Ridge Dentistry. Dr. Jeff Helmus and Dr. Alexandra Mehring take the time to build relationships with patients and their families. From professional teeth whitening to restorative dental implants, the River Ridge team works tirelessly every day to earn your trust with unparalleled customer service that always puts you, the patient, first. Contact them at riverridgedentistry.net. Splits the pair. Eagles up by 1. Pretty well-played game here so far, Bryce, in the first quarter. Usually the first game of the year is often messy with turnovers and a lot of missed shots. But these two teams have come out pretty pretty clean here, and I was about to say not too many fouls, but right there, Meredith Helmus gets whistled for a reach. Each team with 2 fouls now with 46 seconds to go in the first quarter.
Yeah, you're right, Bob. Offenses have been really crisp this early in the season.
Top side for Werda, dumped it down low, and that pass
I say that.
floats
Aaron
over the
pass.
head. Out of bounds, turnover back to South Christian. Eagles have led the whole way here in the first quarter. Left corner triple by Natalie Woldheis, and the freshman in her first game ever with 5 points here in the first quarter gives the Sailors a 2-point lead. Top side for Werda, drives on.
Nice
Woldheis
block.
has it blocked away by the freshman into the hands of Cammie Boonstra. 1-on-3, she races into the front court. Pass for Abby Prinz is knocked out of bounds. Off the hands of Prinz. With 6 seconds to go. Quick last shot here for Grand Rapids Christian.
Bruins got a little happy with that one. What's one of those you can maybe pull it out and reset the offense before you end the quarter.
Knocked away, and that's the way the first quarter will end. South Christian 17, Grand Rapids Christian 15 after 1 on Michigan Sports Radio and the Sailor Zone.
Stock up this Labor Day with amazing savings at your neighborhood family fair. With Card, enjoy cool sips of select varieties of Pepsi or 7-Up products. Buy 2, get 3 free. Beat the heat with 6 to 12-count Outshine bars, 2 for $8. And save on items down every aisle during our Buy 5, Save 5 sale on items like select varieties of Nabisco Ritz or snack crackers, select varieties of Farmland sliced bacon, or Kool-Aid, Tang, Arizona, Mio, Country Time, or Crystal Light drink mixes. Family Fair in your neighborhood.
Car Center is an automotive collision repair company with multiple shops throughout West Michigan.
Our goal is simple: to bring hospitality to the collision repair industry.
You can find us online at carcentermi.com to find the location nearest to you. Because at Car Center, fixing cars is our job.
But helping people, that's our business.
Back at South Christian, Bob Sack along with Bryce Sack as we start the second quarter. 17-15, South Christian. The first game of the year. Tonight's game brought to you by Burgess Surveying. Since 2009, they've been helping Michigan grow by providing resources to for accurate land surveys. Regardless of your project size, you can be confident that we'll complete your land survey with precision. Attention to detail, responsiveness, and communication are foundational to our process because they are qualities that our clients appreciate most. That's Burgess Surveying. Sailors get another turnover off that steal into the front court. Is Meredith Helmus. And a 3-second call on Knott turns it back over to Grand Rapids Christian. So just as we make that statement about the turnovers, they've started to pile up a bit here. 5 now for Grand Rapids Christian and 4 for South Christian. Hassenrick across the timeline. Bounce pass from Lydia Eidenberg is stolen away. Woldheis into the front court, a little hesitation dribble, and drives on Eidenberg and draws the contact. She'll shoot 2.
Grand Rapids Christian really making an effort to run their offense through getting the big man the ball at the top of the key and then cutting to the lane, and they had some success with that early on. But South Christian's made some adjustments and some key turnovers at the end of that quarter.
Second quarter tonight brought to you by Burgess Concrete Construction. Been excelling in commercial and industrial concrete projects since 1984. Woldheis missed on the first. Second free throw also rolls off. Sailors have missed their last 3 from the charity stripe. Forward into the front court. Between the circles is Hassenrick. Drives left side of the lane. Now wheels it back out for a long 3 from Cummings. That draws air and heads out of bounds. South Christian gets it back up by 2 with 7:02 to go in the first quarter.
Cummings.
First half, rather.
the junior with absolutely no fear, pulling up from that left wing a couple times today. Hit one. Missed that third.
Against the 2-3 zone. South Christian back to work. Between the rings is Lizzie Woldheis. Flips it left side to Meredith Helmus. Now they find Breenot with a long three from the left corner. Airmails that one. Controlled by Cumming. Sailors' first lead of the game was 17-15. And that's where we stand right now. Ray Cummings outside to Hassenrick, and she'll dribble between the legs, find for Word in the right corner, has it poked away, and now tied up by Meredith Helmus. Good defensive play in the corner for South Christian.
Excellent defense for South Christian, really baiting the Eagles into that trap. Nice rotation, getting the jump ball and getting the ball back.
Eagles offense started out pretty efficient. Since then, South Christian has really clamped down. Left wing Woldheis. Now Meredith Helmus along the left baseline gets fouled as her drive to the basket is whistled away, and South Christian will get it out of bounds. Timeout South Christian, full timeout. We'll step aside. Sailors 17, Eagles 15 on Michigan Sports.
Do you have a distressed home you'd like to sell? Did you inherit a home you'd like to move on from with ease? Are you a tired landlord and it's just time? For Real buys and sells as-is homes with a mission to create real estate upside for everyone. We're fast, fair, for real. Call or visit For Real today for your free 15-minute consultation. 616-816-2028.
Golf 616 is Grand Rapids' newest and most elite indoor golf facility. A place where you can refine your swing, compete in a league, or simply enjoy a round of golf with friends. Golf 616, the perfect place to sharpen your game when you can't get out on the links. Located on West River Drive and 131 in Comstock Park. Find them on Facebook or online at golf616michigan.com.
Let Kent Butcher Supply help you with all your food handling needs. Kent Butcher Supply has been serving the meat industry for 60 years. From spices to knives to large equipment, they've got what you need. Shop Kent Butchers today, your local resource for all of your butcher supplies. South Christian with the ball out of bounds underneath Grand Rapids Christian basket. Leading 17-15. The senior Cami Boostra finds Nitz streaking down the lane on the inbounds play. Good bounce pass. Nitz fouled on the way up, and she'll shoot a couple.
Nice execution on that. Nice execution on that inbound play for the Sailors. Setting up Nitz for the free throw. Got a little sleepy on defense.
First free throw by Nitz is good. She got them both. 5:50 to go here in the first half. 19-15. South Christian on top of Grand Rapids Christian. Good ball handling by Charlie Hassenrick. Pretty good sophomore handles for GRC. Hassenrick works on Prinz. Nice battle of young point guards. Behind the back dribble. Took it to the hole and drew the hack as well. How about that?
Charlie Hassenrink, the sophomore, dipsy and daisy at the top of the key, making some magic happen and converting on the basket. Looking for an and one right here.
She put a move on Sophia Prinz, who's a pretty quick little point guard in her own right. Couldn't convert the three-point play. Meredith Helmus chases down the rebound for South Christian into the front court, up by a deuce. Helmus right side to Prinz, down low to Nitz. Now wheels to the left corner for an open Woldheis off the front of the iron, controlled by Hassenrick.
Grand Rapids Christian looking to double the big on that down low pass. Sailors able to get out of it and set up a nice three. No good though.
Against a man-to-man defense, now into the game number 4 is Maya Merritt for Grand Rapids Christian. There, Hasselrick a little too cute with the behind-the-back dribble, lost it off her foot, and Prince took it to the length of the court and laid it in with the right hand. Nice play by Prince. She's left-handed. Used that right hand and her body to protect the ball on the shot and drew the contact.
Yeah, Hasselring doing a little too much, maybe a little bit of confidence after that killer crossover. And Prince made her pay. Nice finish. She goes to the line.
Boonstra and Lizzie Woltheis get a rest, so South Christian now with Cassidy Fisk into the game, a sophomore guard, number 5, with Sophia Prinz, Meredith Helmus, another sophomore. Abby Prinz, Lily Nitz. Go ahead.
First time watching South Christian, and they've got some really serious size in their lineups.
Left wing 3, too strong from Maya Merritt. In transition is Helmus to an open Abby Prinz on the left wing. Karam's off, back out to Sophia Prinz at the left point. They'll swing it around for a right corner jumper, rattled home by Lily Nitz.
That's going to make Coach Brown happy. That's about as good as offense as you can get the offensive rebound, swing it around the horn, hit the 3. Coach Brown's going to be happy about that one.
Lily Nitz leads all scorers with 8 points here in the early going.
Won't be happy about that foul. What do you think about the pink shoes, Bob? It's too much? You like the different colors?
You know, I'm still a little old school. Like, I want all the players to wear similar color shoes, and I think those days are long gone.
Those are. I think your opinion on that matter, that's mine. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter, no. Now, the good news is both shoes are pink. Lately, I've seen some players with 2 shoes and 2 different colors. Down.
Takes a bit of confidence.
Interesting to see new coaching staff this year for Erica Brown, including Kelly Copeland, who is the wife of Kurt Copeland, South Christian's quarterback coach. So when those 4 get together for dinner, the Copelands and the Browns, Bryce, what dominates the conversation? Girls basketball or football?
Probably politics.
Down by 8, Grand Rapids Christian back to work on the offensive end. Merritt has it stripped away by Nitz. He's able to retrieve it.
South Christian pesky on defense.
Very.
Right
a lot of hands activity, and then there's another block by Woldheis on Cummings. Battled for Werda, and then knocked out of bounds off for Werda's hand. Yeah, they've really ramped up the defense in the last quarter of the game. About the halfway point of this first quarter, things started to change. Don't forget the first of 2. Big night tonight here at South Christian. Always a fun way to start the season between these 2 longtime rivals. Real special ceremony at halftime, too, of the guys' game, where David Kuhl will honor a couple of area deputies who saved a life here at South Christian High School during a fall tennis tournament as Prince hits the first free throw. That's coming up at halftime. Between games, we'll talk to Taylor Johnson, the head boys coach here at South, and also post-game with Erica Brown. We got a lot going on tonight.
I'll tell you what, I just think keeping this rivalry, too, between Grand Rapids Christian and South Christian, all the changes across the high school landscape, having these 2 teams playing in all the different sports, it's fantastic. Just fantastic.
Something about opening the season, too, no matter what sport it is Hassenrick can't hit the runner on the right side of the lane. Boy, the Eagles have been on a dry spell, Bryce. They were at one point ahead, 17-12, and they have, 15 to 12. So they've been outscored 14-2 really in the last 9 minutes of play.
That's that South Christian defense we already mentioned there. A couple missed shots, too. Maybe some interesting shot selection as well, and haven't been able to hit them. And so when they're in the deficit. They were down, or they're up as much as 6 points, I think.
They were 13-6 was their biggest lead. 3:05 to go in the first half, 26-17. Sailors over the Eagles. As we're high atop this beautiful new gym here at South Christian. Page for Werda handling the ball between the circles, hounded by Prinz, and Sophia will get whistled for that reach. That is the 4th team. Of course, in girls basketball, 5 fouls per quarter sends a team to the bonus for 2 shots. And they reset those fouls each and every quarter. Down low, it's Lily Batts with a turnaround jumper from the left post. Couldn't convert. Sailors on the move. Sophia Prinz, left-handed all the way to the hole. Boy, she had the eyes just to look off the defender and give the impression she was going to dish it to the other side, and kept it herself. And on the other end, Paige Forwerda comes right back and finally gets Grand Rapids Christian off the schneid. Long dry spell. Forwerda now with 8. She leads all scorers along with Prinz and Lily Nitz.
Coach Van Swol showing a lot of confidence in his 2 guards, isn't he? Charlie Hasselring, Paige Forwerda. They give him the confidence to say, hey, you guys top of the key, 4 low, make something happen, dish it, take it, and there you saw a real nice take and one. Can't convert on the free throw, but still good offense.
Cassidy Fisk wrestles the rebound away for the Sailors. 2:20 to go, up by 9. Right corner jumper. Splashed down by Natalie Woldheist, the freshman, with 8 points already, including 2 for 3 from beyond the arc. Forwerda back the other way, draws contact as she attacks the glass, and she'll go to the line for a pair. Fouls on Meredith Helmus. Holst Heating and Cooling specializes in commercial and residential home heating and cooling, family-owned and conducting themselves with the highest integrity. That's Holst Heating and Cooling. Stay with us at Halftime Show. Our Halftime Show presented by River Ridge Dentistry. Take you to East Lansing, where John Ross is standing by with This Week in High School Sports. I would assume he's got a little bit of recap of a football game or two over the weekend. Forwerda got one of the 2.
Grand Rapids Christian leaving a couple points on the board at the free throw line. Nice to see a few go in here.
Good ball movement on that against that 3-2. They find Natalie Woldheist for a left corner triple. Left it short. Eagles control. Forwerda into the front court. Leaves for Hassenrick. She'll work on Boonstra. Gets help from Nitz. Now they curl Forwerda around. 3-pointer from the top side rattles off. Batts couldn't convert the putback, and a jump ball on the carom.
A couple good looks for Lydia Yenberg. The last 2 possessions. Hasn't been able to hit them, but I think you keep taking those shots. See the ball go through the hole.
Correction, it wasn't Lily Batts. It was indeed Lydia Eidenberg. South Christian on a run out, throws it away with 1:29 to go. Eagles get it back. Forwerda working on Nitz. One-on-one, she sets up the offense. Drives to the right side, has it poke checked away by Abby Prinz. Forwerda drives to the lane again. Good defensive play. That's now the 11th turnover for Grand Rapids Christian. South Christian reciprocates with their 7th. They give it right back. 60 seconds to go. 31-20, Sailor lead. Good take again by Hassenrick with the right hand. Drew the foul on Cammie Boonstra, and the ball drops through the hole for 2 points and a free throw coming up.
Again, real nice take. Attacking these Sailors, getting some foul trouble too. That might be something to pay attention to. Individual fouls as we go through this game.
It's the 3-point play. For over a century, Choice One Bank has been committed to serving the financial needs of West Michigan. Choice One is a team of bankers, investors, and leaders who tirelessly support their neighbors. That's Choice One Bank. South Christian, 53 seconds to go, will set up shop after that three-point play cuts the lead to 8. Woldheis, left corner, thought about the triple. And she'll step back and take it from the left wing, left short. Scrum on the floor, and jump ball will go to South Christian.
Ambitious pull from 3 there from Woldheis. God, I think you want to maybe take some of this clock off just a little bit to this half, the last basket, maybe last possession.
Boonstra inbounds it to Nitz, and she'll bounce it out to Sophia Prinz, who drives on Ferwerda, kicks it left corner for a jumper from Nitz, misfires. Quickly on the move comes Paige Ferwerda for the Eagles. Nice drop pass to Eidenberg, in and out on the shot, but right there for the rebound is Paige Ferwerda. Tell you what, you said it earlier, Bryce, these two guards, Hassan, Rick, and Ferwerda, really seem to be the players in which Paul Van Swol centers this offense.
I mean, yeah, Ferwerda had the opportunity, about 30 seconds left, she got the ball to maybe run the clock out for the half, but instead put her head down, took it to the hole, dished it off, and then was able to get the rebound and find herself at the line.
They've cut the lead from 12 down to 7.
Arena's starting to fill up right now. Ready for an awesome night of basketball.
Ferwerda splits the pair. Lead remains 7, 20 seconds to go, and I would assume Erica Brown will call for one shot here. Sophia Prinz, hassled by Ferwerda. Left-handed dribble now to Knott, back to Prinz, and with 6 seconds to go, they better hurry. Woldheis leaves for Boonstra, left corner, 3! Pounds it home. Cammie Boonstra with her first bucket of the night, and that's the way the first half ends. South Christian on top, 34-24, after expanding that 17-15 lead at the half and outscoring Christian 17-9 in that second quarter. Sailors lead at 34-24. Coming up, it's the halftime show presented by River Ridge Dentistry. We'll take a break, and after a few important messages, send you to East Lansing, where Director of Communications for the MHSAA, John Russ, is standing by with This Week in High School Sports. Later on, give you all the stats from the first half, get set for the second half. It's Michigan Sports Radio's coverage of South Christian opening the 2024-25 basketball season on MSR.
.67 horsepower, candy red, 8 cylinders of freedom. And to think, he only let me drive it once. I've never considered myself to be a lucky man. That would be Dad. He didn't know a thing about cars, couldn't tell a hatchback from a quarterback. But somehow his just kept going, and going, and going, and going. Turns out Dad wasn't lucky. He just knew where to look.
Don't just find yourself, make yourself. Start businesses, build bridges, save lives, raise a whole city. This is your future, so take it and move all of us forward.
Are you having a hard time hearing tonight's game? Hi, I'm Brock Conkle from Michigan Sports Radio, and after putting it off for many years, I decided to contact Miracle Ear and get my hearing tested, and sure enough, had significant hearing loss. The friendly staff at Miracle Ear fitted me with hearing aids, and life is so much more enjoyable being able to hear the things that I've been missing. Go to miracle-ear.com to schedule your free hearing evaluation. There's a location near you.
Then let's take a look. As I mentioned over the phone, wear and tear.
Oh man, they're never gonna buy this thing. Wear and tear? Well, there's the coffee stain on the seat. It needs new brakes. All four wheels squeak. The passenger door doesn't even have a handle. Not to mention that one time I went to my uncle's farm and backed up into a truck full of shit.
Should about cover it. You're all set.
Oh.
Don't overthink it. Seller to Weller.
Three schools win football titles for the first time, and two running backs set records while leading their teams to championships. I'm John Ross, and this is This Week in High School Sports, powered by the Michigan Achievement Scholarship. More than 41,000 fans attended over the 2 days, and thousands more watched or listened live on TV and the radio, and they were treated to some spectacular performances.
Isaac Vanderswag returns to the game. He's the left halfback, Jonah Leslie to the right, Hendricks in the middle. Snap, quarterback keeper looking to throw, throwing, it is Hendricks, touchdown, that's number 6, rewrite the record book.
Joe Jason of the MHSAA Championship Radio Network on the call as Keaton Hendricks scored 6 times to lead Zeeland West to a 42-22 win over Detroit Martin Luther King in Division III. The 6 touchdowns and 36 points scored are both new championship game records. Hendricks took over the top spot from Jackson Lumen Christie's Cadale Williams. He scored 5 times in a 56-18 Division VI win over Lansing Catholic. The 5 touchdowns tied the record until Hendricks broke it a day later. Williams did run for 314 yards, which is the new MHSAA Finals record. It's also Lumen Christie's 14th football title, which is now the most in state history. Read more about both record-breaking performances at MHSAA.com. It's time for Game Balls, when we highlight a trio of standout performances from the past week. First, Charlotte's Evan Kolaski. He had 31 points, 6 assists, and 5 rebounds in a 77-70 season-opening win over Ovid Elsie. Escanaba's Cale Carter. He scored a goal in a 3-1 win over Traverse City West and had the overtime winner in a 3-2 win over Traverse City Central. And a Hart senior, Addie Hovey. She had 19 points, 15 rebounds, and 7 steals in a 44-32 win over Grant.
Graduating seniors could qualify for a tuition-free skill certificate or associate degree through the new Community College Guarantee, no matter their GPA or your household income. Or if your child plans to attend a 4-year university or career school, the Michigan Achievement Scholarship Program has them covered. They could get up to $27,500 toward a bachelor's degree or up to $4,000 for career training. Complete the FAFSA to get started at mi.gov/achievement.
Our weekly Be the Referee feature takes a look at the fine art of officiating with registered
In basketball,
official
what's the
Paige
difference between goaltending and basket interference? Goaltending is when a defensive player touches the ball when it's on its way down toward the basket, or after the ball has hit the backboard and is in a downward trajectory towards the hoop. Basket interference is when a defender touches the rim or net while the ball is within or on the cylinder. However, if the defender touches only the net and does not affect the shot in any way, then basket interference is not called. In both instances, goaltending and basket interference, the outcome is treated like a made basket. 2 points to the offense unless the shot came from behind the 3-point arc, and then it's worth 3 points.
Thanks, Paige. Now more than ever, we need officials. If you're interested, please go to the MHSAA website now to register. Your other 11-player MHSAA football champions. In Division I, Cass Tech knocked off Hudsonville 42-20 behind a stellar performance from freshman quarterback Donald Tabron II. Orchard Lake St. Mary's won it all in Division II, beating Byron Center 35-19. Goodrich defeated Niles 35-6 in Division IV, giving the Martians and head coach Tom Allward their first football state championship. Pontiac Notre Dame Prep is also a first-time state champion in football, as the Irish beat Frankenmuth 42-7 in Division V. In Division VII, yet another first-time winner. Millington knocked off Monroe St. Mary Catholic Central 24-0. Millington senior Dallas Walsh said his team went from the cornfield to Ford Field and ended the year unbeaten. And in Division 8, Beale City ran for 315 yards in a 43-14 win over Riverview Gabriel Richard. And if you missed anything from the weekend at Ford Field, check out MHSAA.com. You've been listening to This Week in High School Sports, powered by the Michigan Achievement Scholarship, a production of the MHSAA Network. Thanks for joining us. I'm John Ross, and we'll be back next week.
Yep, that's it.
Do you have a distressed home you'd like to sell? Did you inherit a home you'd like to move on from with ease? Are you a tired landlord and it's just time? For Real buys and sells as-is homes with a mission to create real estate upside for everyone. We're fast, fair, for real. Call or visit For Real today for your free 15-minute consultation. 616-816-2028.
Golf 616 is Grand Rapids' newest and most elite indoor golf facility. A place where you can refine your swing, compete in a league, or simply enjoy a round of golf with friends. Golf 616, the perfect place to sharpen your game when you can't get out on the links. Located on West River Drive and 131 in Comstock Park. Find them on Facebook or online at golf616michigan.com.
Welcome back to South Christian High School. Halftime here as the River Ridge Dentistry halftime show concludes. South Christian up 34-24. First half individual statistics for the Sailors in scoring: 8 from Lizzie Woldheis, 3 from Cammie Boonstra, 2 from Bree Knott, 8 from Sophia Prinz, 8 from Lily Nitz, and 5 from Abby Prinz. For Grand Rapids Christian, 7 from Charlie Hassenrick, 10 by Paige Forwarda to lead all scorers, 5 for Magnolia Cumming, and 2 for Ray Cummings. Bryce, first half statistics.
There we go. Field goal percentage for both teams similar, 44 to 40%. Turnovers were a problem for Grand Rapids Christian, but then rebound even at 14 a pop.
First shot of the game is taken by, or first shot of the second half taken by Cummings and blocked. But Grand Rapids Christian controls the rebound. Hassenrick works on Boonstra. Her drive is swatted away by Boonstra. Knocked out of bounds. It'll stay with Grand Rapids Christian. Cammie Boonstra, another one of those returning starters. Started almost every game. Actually, the ball did go off Christian High. So, South.
Fantastic defense by Cammie Boonstra.
Kind of a long, lanky forward. Along with Bree Knott and Lily Nitz comprise that front line for South Christian. Woldheis now probing between the circles to Prinz on the right wing. She'll drive, kick it left wing to Boonstra. A three-pointer on the way. Misfired, but chased down by Boonstra on the weak side rebound. Sophia Prinz sets it up to the hole. Drives, gets past Forwarda. Got a step on her, then had good help over there from Eidenberg. Couldn't get the runner to fall. South Christian controls the rebound. Runner by Lizzie Woldheis wouldn't go, and finally Paige Forwarda comes out of there with it for Grand Rapids Christian and beats the field to the rim. Paige Forwarda, good run out, her 12th point. It's 34-26, 6:30 to go in the third quarter. An open right wing three around and out, no good by Lizzie Woldheis.
Bree Knott with 3 straight offensive boards.
Kicks it back to Woldheis, she'll take it to the hole, and the left-hand drive results in a foul. 6 offensive rebounds, Tim Chenoweth tells us, and 1 defensive rebound. That's a pretty good first half of work by Bree Knott. Woltheis at the line. Hits the first free throw. Eidenberg comes out with her 3rd foul. Kira Dawes gets her first action for Christian High as Lizzie Woltheis gets 1 of 2 free throws. That second one went in, didn't it?
It did.
Actually, she got them both. Check that. She got them both. First 2 points of the half for South. Left wing 3 ball is short from Ferwerda.
Thought Ferwerda may have got her arm hit there. No call.
Woltheis with the rebound on the run out finds Prinz for a right wing triple try. That's off the mark. Rebound slapped away into the hands of Ferwerda. Then she traveled.
Again, that's Bree Knott causing chaos on the offensive rebound.
Not a post player that gives you a lot of points, but she's doing a lot of other things here in this opening game for the 2024 season. Third quarter tonight, presented by Kent Butcher's Supply, helping you with all your food handling needs. Been serving the meat industry for over 60 years. That's Kent Butcher's Supply. Nice
take.
Show and go from Lizzie Woltheis, and the seas parted, and she rifled her way down the right side of the lane for the easy layup. Back the other way, Cumming couldn't get the layup to go on the fast break. Sailors throw it away as Boonstra tried to hit a breaking Lizzie Woltheis. 38-26, 5.5 to play here in the third quarter.
Going back to that Woltheis basket for Lizzie, it was quite the jumps, or the step fake, open up the lane. Easy basket.
Speaking of Bree Knott, she intercepts a pass all the way to the other end, feeds to Sophia Prinz on the left side and lays it in. Bryce, you'll have to pick the player of the game later tonight, and Bree Knott's going to be a tough one to choose because she doesn't score much, but I tell you what, she has done a lot here in this basketball game all over the floor.
Not to spoil that award, but she is the leader in the clubhouse. Defense wins championships, Bob.
4:40 to go here in the third, 40-26. Sailors on top by 14. It's their largest lead of the game. Open right point 3 on the way from Kira Dawes. No, but the rebound battled for and controlled by the Eagles, and they will shoot a free throw, as Lila Poole controlled the glass and was fouled on the way up.
Nice offensive rebound there by Lila. Finding the opening. Getting it right back up quickly, getting fouled. Makes her first.
At River Ridge Dentistry, Dr. Jeff Helmus and Dr. Alexandra Maring take time to build relationships with patients and their families. From professional teeth whitening to restorative dental implants, the River Ridge team works tirelessly every day to earn your trust with unparalleled customer service that always puts you, the patient, at first. Contact them at riverridgedentistry.net.
Grand Rapids Christian showing a press. Coach Brown going to have to take the timeout. I think that threw the Sailors a bit off guard.
30-second timeout. We'll keep it right here and tell you that since 2009, Burgess Surveying has been helping Michigan grow by providing accurate land surveys. Regardless of your project size, you can be confident that Burgess Surveying will complete your land survey with precision. Attention to detail, responsiveness, and communication are foundational to their process because these are the qualities that clients appreciate most. That's Burgess Surveying. Don't forget, at halftime of the boys' game, David Kuhl will conduct a ceremony recognizing Deputy Eric Windsor and Deputy Jeff Whalen for their work and actions in saving a life of a 16-year-old male who had collapsed from a cardiac issue at a tennis tournament here at South Christian back in October. And it was back on October 18th at the Division I state tennis finals here that happened. Just a dramatic moment and outstanding hero work by emergency responders. Up by 12 against the 2-3 zone. South Christian back to work. Right corner, Woltheis finds Nadu. Keeps the ball moving. Eventually around to Natalie Woltheis, who couldn't hit the three, but right there for the putback is sister Lizzie. And her misfired layup is battled for and results in a jump ball.
Lizzie's going to want that one back for sure. Going back to that halftime show, David did send that over to us earlier, and yeah, that's something you will definitely want to tune into. You won't want to miss it. Really cool story.
Inside of 4 minutes to go in the third quarter. Sailors by 12. Now looks like a man-to-man by Grand Rapids Christian. Forwarda stole the ball. Just about to say they're going to have to get out of that zone at some point because Erica Brown will start chewing up some clock with a 12-point lead here. Slow the tempo down of the offense just a bit. South Christian with a good season last year, going 15-11, 7-7 in the conference, and really got it going at the end of the year. Made a nice run in the tournament, winning their district here at South Christian before losing in the regional finals against a good Vicksburg team. Inbounds pass comes to Forwarda in the lane. Couldn't hit the first shot. The rebound, though, is put back up and in, left-handed. I've been impressed with Paige Forwarda tonight. She's played hard and played effective. 14 points for the senior.
That inbound pass was not an easy one to receive. She somehow found a way to field it, got her own rebound, and stuck with the play. And you're right, she has been playing well tonight. She's got 14 points already.
Make it 15 as she converts the three-point play. Lead is cut to 9 again. It's been in that 7 to 12 range since late in the first quarter. Sailors were down by 1 point at 7 in the first quarter, but rallied late in the stanza. Took a 17 to 15 lead after one quarter, and they've maintained and expanded that lead since then.
Nice.
It looks like a 1-3-1, and the Eagles come up with a steal as Dawes knocked it away. A scrum on the floor and a jump ball. Quick whistle.
They were running that 2-3 zone early in this game, and towards the end of that second quarter, I thought I saw a shift to a 1-3-1 and it showed itself again. Sailors weren't ready.
Cassidy Fisk, number 5, the sophomore, now into the game for South Christian. Matched up down low with Kira Dawes, another sophomore. They're battling at the high post. Forwarda gets a step on Nitz all the way to the hole and just couldn't get the rebound to fall, but it's right there for the putback. Now 17 points for Paige Forwarda. She single-handedly has cut this lead to 7.
The offense is going through number 5.
Against that 1-3-1, they try to push Woltheis out. She'll bounce a right corner to her sister Natalie. Now they find Fisk, who drives down the left side of the lane and has her scoop shot rejected. Ball caroms out to Nitz. Couldn't hit the three, and Forwarda on the run out for Christian High all the way to the hole. Wild shot, no. Battle for the ball controlled by Fisk, and a foul against Grand Rapids Christian on the rebound. With 2 minutes and 7 seconds to play here in the third quarter, 40-33.
Fortunate break for Grand Rapids Christian, but that last defensive set, Lila Pohl, a really nice rotation, was able to deflect the pass, get her hand in the lane, and let Forwarda take that break on her own, and unfortunately unable to convert, but real nice defense. It's Grand Rapids Christian Eagles.
Great matchup coming up in the nightcap tonight, the boys game. Grand Rapids Christian, of course, fresh off a finals appearance last year at Breslin Center before losing to Warren Lincoln. Wide open three, buried from the left corner by Natalie Woltheis. That's her third triple for the freshman.
She's had a couple of those looks. She's going to take those.
Into the front court. Cummings misfired on a corner three, and then Woltheis was tied up. Jump ball goes to the Sailors, up by 10 with 1:39 to go.
Yeah, you watch Natalie Woltheis throughout this game, and she's just kind of hanging out in those corners, waiting for the defense to collapse and the kick out to happen, and she'll sit ready for the three-point play.
I bet those two sisters have had some great horse games.
True.
Trying to negotiate that 1-3-1 right now, South Christian's offense. And they're befuddled by it just a bit here. Woldheis and Prinz play catch, find Nitz underneath, who kicks it out to Woldheis on a right corner three. Bryce, right on cue by Natalie Woldheis. She has 14 now in her varsity debut.
Welcome to the show.
All the way to the hole, really unchecked was Forwarda. That's going to be a point of concern for Erica Brown. Paige Forwarda gets to the rack again, but the other way comes Sophie Prinz, coast to coast. She's fouled on the layup, but she'll go to the line.
Prinz says, anything you can do, I can do better. No one picks her up until she gets under the hoop. Easy layup attempt, gets fouled. Way to see the floor for Sophia Prinz.
It's the first free throw. Every time Grand Rapids Christian makes a little bit of a push to cut that gap to 6 or 8, 7, Sailors respond with good defense and some perimeter shooting and balloon that lead right back up to where it is right now, 13 points with 50 seconds to go in the third.
No, Paige Forwarda is out of the game now, so we'll see what Grand Rapids Christian can do on offense, and that's not the answer right there.
Charlie Hessenreich gets it poked away into the hands of Woldheis, but she has it stolen by Cummings. And racing down the other end is Kira Dawes. She turns it over. Prinz to the hole, pushed as she drove to the lane, and she'll... What's the call? Out of bounds?
Travel.
Travel. Whoa, a little Euro step that looked pretty legit from here. But
It did. It looked like her legs were taken out from under her, and the ref says, no thanks.
So Sophia Prinz with a big smile on her face. All those summer workouts improving that Euro step, and she wonders why. What happened on that one? Forwarda right back into the game now for Grand Rapids Christian after a short rest. She's fouled out front, only the third, so the Sailors with one more foul to give here in the second half of the third quarter of the second half. Each team with 3 team fouls. Hessenreich trying to find Forwarda underneath, but they've really milked those inbounds plays here tonight, and that one was well defended by South.
Yeah, both teams drawing up some really nice inbound sets under the hoop.
Cummings, step back three from the left wing, splashes it down. How about that? Magnolia coming with her second triple of the game, and it's a 10-point game, and that's the way the third quarter will end. Boy, there's Prinz on a running three from inside the half-court line. The official blew the whistle.
He's calling foul.
And he's going to call a foul. Boy, that's a tough play there for Grand Rapids Christian. But give Sophia Prinz credit. She attacked and found a way to draw contact and on a really high, unlikely shot to go in.
I didn't see who the foul was on.
Hessenreich.
Yeah, Hessenreich's got to get out of the way. You know,
check that, Forwarda.
That was Forwarda. Yeah, you got to get out of the way on those. Nice, like you said, savvy play by Prinz just to try to find some contact to hold up a shot at the end of the quarter, and she's getting rewarded for it. 3 free throws. Hits the first.
She now has 13 points.
The senior lefty, the senior southpaw.
Got 2 of the 3, and that's the way the third quarter ends. 50-38, South Christian on top. We'll step aside. Fourth quarter's on the other side on Michigan Sports Radio.
For everyone out there who loves Culver's,
the feeling is mutual. Everything's made fresh.
Everything.
It's our pleasure.
This is me and my happy place.
I wouldn't trade our Culver's for any other restaurant.
Culver's.
Yay!
We love our guests.
love
as much as our guests love us.
This is me and my happy place.
from Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
Yeah.
Have you ever thought about a career in metal manufacturing? Today, careers in robotics, product development, engineering, and IT are just some of the few of the outstanding careers available. There are hundreds of businesses in West Michigan looking for people just like you and are willing to provide the training you need. Go to youarehired.pma.org or click on the PMA logo on the Michigan Sports Radio homepage. There's an opportunity for a lifelong career, and it's in your hands.
Back at South Christian, Bob Sack and Bryce Sack alongside our statistician, Tim Chenoweth, as we set to bring you the fourth quarter of the season opener. Curtain rising on another basketball campaign here. And can't think of a better way to start than two old rivals getting together to open the season, Grand Rapids Christian and South Christian. Fourth quarter tonight brought to you by Holst Heating and Cooling, specializing in commercial and residential healing. There's
nice
Paige
take.
for Werda again with a layup to start the fourth quarter, and it's 50-40. South by 10. Now it looks like, Bryce, they're back in a 2-3. Now it looks like they're playing man. They're in man-to-man. Paul Van Swole's really switched up those defenses quite a bit tonight.
Showing the Sailor offense. A lot of different looks.
Nice attempt on a bounce pass to not in the lane, but Hessenrich stepped in front and stole it away. Three-pointer from the right point by Magnolia Cumming.
Eagles bring it back within 7.
Here we go
Storming
again.
back.
Yeah, that's been the pattern of this game since late in the first quarter. South Christian extends the lead to double digits, and Eagles don't go away.
Nice defense from Cummins. Working hard on the other side of the court. But Paige Ferwerda really leading the charge here. Offense runs through her, making things happen, finding open women. They're hitting the shots.
South Christian back to work on the offensive end. Good take by Woldheis. Couldn't finish. Controlled by Hessenrich all the way to the hole, and she drew contact on Cammie Boonstra, and she will go to the line.
That's a quick first step for the sophomore. Cammie was in real solid position to make the play, and she just that quick first step allowed her to get around the defender, get fouled.
Cassidy Holtz, a senior now into the game, number 23 for Grand Rapids Christian. Holtz missed on both. Golden opportunity to get that lead inside a half a dozen. Back the other way, Prinz quickly into the front court, finds Nitz along the right baseline. She'll cycle it back out to Prinz, who gets a step down the left side of the lane and scoops it in for 2.
Nice take, Prinz.
Sophia Prinz now with 16. Another three-pointer from the left wing by Magnolia Cumming.
Unconscious.
She
Magnolia.
now has 14. The Magnolias are in bloom tonight.
In bloom. Are we in Georgia?
52-46. Woldheis from the three ball, right wing, no. In and out. Boonstra clears the glass. To Nitz, right point 3. That's off the mark. Cummings skies for the rebound. Out ahead to Lila Poole. Down by 6. Eagles can cut it to a possession here. They'll reset for Werda and Hessenrich out top. Hessenrich, left point, step back from 3, no. Long rebound. For Werda, knocked it away, back into the hands of Hessenrich. Nice crossover dribble, drove to the lane, and then it went off her leg. South will get it back with 5:28 to go, ahead by 6.
It looked like a really good adjustment by Coach Brown, because Hesselrink actually, instead of driving to the basket, stepped back for the 3. That's the first time we've really seen that tonight from either of these guards. And I think that's Coach Brown saying, hey gals, let's back up a little bit. We can't keep giving them the open lanes. And from there, turnover, Sailors get the ball back. So real nice adjustment for South Christian.
Eagles now with Nenfa Darshik, 33 into the game. That's her first action tonight. There she is with a poke away, but they'll get her for the foul. She's in there with Lydia Eidenberg, Lila Poole, Hassenrich. Paul Van Swol going to his bench a little bit here with 5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Sailors with Woldheis, Knott, Prinz, Nitz, and Natalie Woldheis. Eagles back to a man-to-man. Prinz works the right side, can't shake Cummings. Leaves it left point for Woldheis. She has not been able to knock many down tonight. Lizzie Woldheis with just 4 points tonight, Bryce, and she is scoreless from downtown.
She's gotten some good looks.
No doubt.
Just can't see the ball go through the hoop. But as any good shooter would, you keep shooting, they'll start to fall here.
And that she did last year. Kept firing away, and it's an outstanding perimeter shooter. Here's a steal. Eagles thieve it away. Into the front court quickly is Hassan Rick, but her pass down low for Cummings was knocked away by Prinz. Quickly ahead, the Woldheis bumped as she goes in with the left hand, but drops it through. Lizzie Woldheis with 6, and the lead is back to 54-46. 4:30 to go.
Looked like Prinz may have got away with a double dribble on that steal. Refs don't call it. A great entry pass.
There's Forwarda with a high ball screen. Circles around the left side of the key and then darts down the lane. Drops it home with the left hand. 2 more for Paige Forwarda, and she was fouled. 54-48. They can cut this lead to 5. It's been as big as 14. Give the Eagles credit. This is a team that was 3-20 last year, winless in their conference. The OK White, they've looked pretty good tonight.
Absolutely. Led by their senior point guard.
Forwarda rims out the free throw attempt, and Sailors clear the glass. Prinz gets a step, drives down the lane, kicks left corner to Natalie Woldheis. Air ball's a triple try, knocked out of bounds. Stays with South.
I haven't seen the Sailors go down low much. It's been a lot of three-point attempts. And maybe that's the way Coach Brown's drawing these up, but you'd like to see some inside touches.
Yeah, there really hasn't been much post presence. We'll ask Erica Brown about that after the game. I'm sure she formulates that offensive scheme a little bit around what her talent provides. South Christian up by 6, struggling to get it in. They find Prinz in the left corner. Forwarda jabs it out of bounds. It'll stay with South. Halfway through the fourth, South Christian trailed early in this one, down 13-6. Rallied late in the first quarter and has never looked back. They've led by as many as 14, including a 10-point lead at halftime. But the Eagles won't go away. They're only down by 6. Prinz gets a step, uses the ball screen at the key, and then cycles down the lane on the right side, lays it in with the right hand for 2 more. Missed layup by Grand Rapids Christian on the other end, results in a jump ball. It'll stay with Christian.
I think Coach Brown must have heard us talking up there because it's a really nice set high ball screen for Lizzie Prinz. Sophia Prinz going from left to right. Easy basket. South Christian brings the lead back to 6. That's kind of where we've been dancing around, isn't it? That 6-point lead.
Really is. Yep. Left baseline, push shot. No by Eidenberg. Christian's able to control the offensive board, find Forwarda for a left point 3. That's long off the flange and controlled by Prinz. Boy, Sophie Prinz has been really active in the second half. She's really controlled the game, not only with her scoring, but her ball handling and even her rebounding. Here she goes again, finds a crease down the right side of the lane, kicks it left corner, and eventually traveling call on Woldheis. That's the 15th turnover compared to 18 for Grand Rapids Christian.
Talk about the bounce back for Grand Rapids Christian. This team only has 2 seniors, Paige Verwolda and Cassidy Holtz.
Yeah,
some confidence grow.
It is a young team, and one of those young players is Magnolia Cumming, who can't hit from the left corner. Controlling the rebound, though, is Lydia Eidenberg, and then she threw it away out of bounds with 2:58 to play. South by 8.
I like this Magnolia Cumming. I mean, every time she touches the ball, she's looking to shoot it. And she's picking and choosing, not just firing aimlessly. but she's getting up some good shots, and then she's seen some go through.
Crowd starting to file in here in larger numbers, getting ready for the guys' game to follow. Lizzie Woldheis finds an alleyway down the right side. Boy, I thought she got hammered as she went up, but no, the ball was blocked off her body out of bounds. Back to Grand Rapids Christian. And Paul Van Swol wants a timeout. That's a full, and we'll take one as well. 2:43 to go. South Christian 56, Christian High 48. On Michigan's for this.
Looking for a new career? Aetna Supply is hiring. Aetna Supply is Michigan's #1 plumber wholesaler, servicing local customers for over 50 years. They offer great benefits, a 401k with company match, quarterly bonuses, and no Sundays. Once again, check them out at aetnasupply.com/careers or click on their logo on the Michigan Sports Radio homepage.
Back at South Christian, 2:43 to go in this opening game of the doubleheader. South Christian girls cling to an 8-point lead. Paige Forwardo has been so good into the front court, finds Cummings. How about that, Bryce? A fall away three from 23 on the left wing by Magnolia Cumming. Her 5th triple of the game. She now has 17, and it's a 5-point Sailor lead. The gap has been closed to its lowest point since the first half. Here's Woldheis, gets a step, couldn't finish. Rebound by Nitz. Her put back, and they'll call it jump ball. That's a quick whistle. It'll stay with South Christian.
Been a bit of a tough night for Lizzie, hasn't it? Hasn't really seen shots fall, but she's still taking them, still taking the ball to the hoop strong. I like the confidence she's shown, even if it's a tough night on the offensive side.
Meredith Helmus back into the game for South, number 14. Cami Boonstra on the right wing. She's number 10, joined by Prinz, Nitz, and Lizzie Woldheis. To the hole goes Meredith Helmus. Couldn't buy it, and then Lily Nitz over the top of Lila Poole. 13 foul on South Christian. Just one here in the fourth quarter. That's going to play a role for Christian as they try to aggressively steal the ball. They're going to need to commit some fouls in the next few possessions to have a chance to send South to the line. They have the ball, Christian does, down by 5. Paige Forwarda driving down the lane, scoop shot with the left hand. Cami Boonstra sort of bailed her out on that left block, and Forwarda will go back to the stripe with a chance to cut the lead to 3. Stay with us after the game for the post-game show presented by Burgess Surveying. Post-game show will include actually a preview of the guys' game coming up as Forwarda hits the first free throw. And then also joined by Erica Brown, South Christian's coach, to review this game. Got them both. Paige Forwarda, who had 10 points at the half, now has 25. Just about half their points.
She's had quite the night. Everything's gone through number 5.
Trapped in the corner is Sophia Prince. She'll take Erica Brown's advice and call a timeout. Full timeout. We'll take one as well. 3-point game. 1:43 to go. Don't go away on Michigan Sports Radio on the Sailor Zone.
Do you have a distressed home you'd like to sell? Did you inherit a home you'd like to move on from with ease? Are you a tired landlord and it's just time? For real buys and sells as-is homes with a mission to create real estate upside for everyone. We're fast, fair, for real. Call or visit For Real today for your free 15-minute consultation. 616-816-2028.
Golf 616 is Grand Rapids' newest and most elite indoor golf facility. A place where you can refine your swing, compete in a league, or simply enjoy a round of golf with friends. Golf 616, the perfect place to sharpen your game when you can't get out on the links. Located on West River Drive and 131 in Comstock Park. Find them on Facebook or online at golf616michigan.com.
Back at Grand Rapids South Christian, a 3-point game here in this girls basketball season opener. South nursing a lead as Sophia Prinz sets up the offense on the right wing. 93 seconds to go in the fourth quarter. Prinz dribbling, finds an open Nitz from the left corner. She buries it. Lily Nitz with a big shot, her first bucket of the second half. Lead is back to 6. Great feed, though, from Sophia Prinz to find the open shooter. And another timeout. Paul Van Swol will take a quick 30. We'll keep it right here, 59-53. Paige Forwarda with just a great game, Bryce. 25 points and 9 rebounds. She's a rebound away from a double-double. Meanwhile, Sophia Prinz has really come on in the second half. She now has 18 to lead the Sailors.
Yeah, you said it. I mean, first and foremost, Paige Forwarda, yeah, she's been the go-to for Grand Rapids Christian. I mean, the offense has gone through her, taking the ball up the court, looking to drive, looking to make her own baskets, but then also looking for her teammates on some open layups, some open shots. And then on the flip side of that, Prinz has been the answer for the Sailors. Really, the offense has run through her, and she did a great job, especially on that last set. Being patient, waiting for the play to develop, went left to right, drove down the middle, and found a wide open Nitz for the 3.
Don't forget, Michigan Sports Radio has all of your schedules and standings of high school basketball this winter. Check it out, MichiganSportsRadio.com, as well as live play-by-play coverage every Tuesday and Friday night of numerous games around the area. There's a nice dump in from Forwarda down low to Eidenberg, but she couldn't hit the bunny, and Sailors on a run out. Meredith Helmus all the way to the hole, dishes it right block to Lizzie Woldheis, and she lays it in.
There we go, Lizzie. Had to see that one go through, but really great defense by the Sailors on this side of the court.
8-point game, 48 seconds to go. Back the other way. It was a great defensive play by Bree Knott as she rejected the shot from Lydia Eidenberg. Down to 37 seconds to go. Erica Brown's team will back it out now and play keep away. And here comes the foul scenario as Christian's going to have to rack up some fouls quickly here. They only have committed 2 this quarter.
Bree Knott really has been a force to be reckoned with on the defensive side. Making shots really difficult, challenging everything, getting a finger on many of those basketballs as they go up.
10 rebounds for Bree Knott, most of them in the first half. Lead shrunk to as little as 3, 56-53. It's been a good one. Again, I can't help but be impressed with Grand Rapids Christian, just the way they bounced back from a tough season last year. 3-20. Had virtually no players really returning off that outstanding team in 22-23. 3 of those Christian High Eagles went on to play college basketball. Sophia Prinz fouled immediately on the inbounds pass with 31 seconds to go, up by 8. Come down to free throws at this point. But first, Grand Rapids Christian needs to commit another foul, and they do. At the hands of Lila Poole.
Poole letting some precious seconds take off the clock there.
Both teams with, South with 2 timeouts left, 3 for Grand Rapids Christian. Ball inbounded to Woldheis with 25 seconds to go. She's fouled immediately by Lila Poole, and that'll send Lizzie to the line. post-game show presented by Burgess Surveying. Coming up here on the Sailor Zone is Woltheis cans the first free throw. She has 9 points all in the second half, so a slow start for Lizzie, but she is heated up here in the last 3 or 4 minutes. And now a 10-point lead for South Christian with 24 seconds to play. Ferwerda, left elbow, leaves for Cummings. Step back from 22. That'll be short into the hands of Ferwerda. Bounce pass is knocked away by Woltheis. She'll control it, and South Christian can run out the clock. First of all, though, foul on Ferwerda with 8 seconds to go.
Magnolia coming looking for her shot, trying to keep the Eagles within reach and can't get it to fall. Good defense for South Christian. It's a good win.
Good win.
It's a good win.
Good ball game. Again, I'm impressed just at the level of play for the first game. I thought both of these teams, given the usual first game faux pas and sloppiness, really did not exhibit as much of that as I would have thought. Both teams played really well. 65-53, stolen away by Helmus, and that's the way this one will end. South Christian hangs on, scores the game's last 9 points, en route to a 65-53 victory. Take a quick break. When we come back, start the Burgess Surveying post-game show, which starts with our preview of the boys' game coming up on Michigan Sports Radio. Taylor Johnson stops by to visit with us. Don't go away. That's ahead on the Burgess Surveying post-game show. On the girls' side, South Christian wins it 65-53.
Don't just find yourself, make yourself. Start businesses, build bridges, save lives, raise a whole city. This is your future, so take it and move all of us forward.
Rapid Sports Hall of Fame celebrates the city's rich sports history by honoring prominent West Michigan athletes and those who have contributed greatly to sports on a local, state, or national level. A class is elected each year and then honored at an induction ceremony in the fall. They also prevent annual events in support of West Michigan athletics, and they raise funds to support local youth organizations and charities. Follow them on Facebook or check out the pictures and biographies of all 181 inductees at grshof.com.
Car Center is an automotive collision repair company with multiple shops throughout West Michigan.
Our goal is simple: to bring hospitality to the collision repair industry.
You can find us online at carcentermi.com to find the location nearest to you. Because at Car Center, fixing cars is our job.
But helping people, that's our business.
The pulse of our community flows through all of us. Your blood donation keeps it strong. Schedule your donation at varsity.org or call 866-MI-BLOOD. Together, we are a beacon of hope.
Uccello's Restaurante.
Welcome back to South Christian High School. Bob Sack along with Bryce Sack here as we've just seen South Christian girls hold off Grand Rapids Christian 65-53. Welcome inside the Burgess Surveying post-game show. Before we recap that exciting girls game, good to have Taylor Johnson stop by with us here to preview the boys game coming up. And Taylor, welcome back to basketball season. It's already here, and here we go in a span of about 30 seconds. Tell us what the summer prep has been like for this basketball team.
Well, the summer was pretty good, Bob. I mean, we had a really aggressive approach to our scheduling. We played East Lansing, Grand Blanc, De La Salle, some of the best teams we could play. I mean, we went down to Cedar Point. We traveled to Ohio. We went anywhere and everywhere to play the best teams. I wish we had a fall, but we all know that. Thanks to Danny Brown and his great staff, we don't really get that. But we'll do our best. We'll see what we can do today.
Obviously, a lot of talk all season long, all fall long, really, Taylor, about Carson Viss, your all-stater, 6'4" senior forward, and his accolades on the football field were outstanding. But basketball is where he's at. What do you see from him as he has made the adjustment here in the last week or so?
Yeah, I mean, he's a special kid, special player. I think he's a generational kid, what he did in the football field and he's done on the basketball court. But we got to get his game to another level. He's got more in the tank, and we got to get it out of him. So, everybody needs to play well, but obviously, when you're kind of labeled the best player, it comes with responsibility, and he's got to be able to take it today.
One of the outstanding players from last year that I remember so well from this game against Grand Rapids Christian, which we'll talk about in a minute, last year was Jake Vermas. He's gone. You lose your point guard. How do you handle that big change with a team that's largely the same from last year?
It's hard. I mean, Jake Vermas is irreplaceable. His leadership, his effort, everything that he would do. But Carson's going to have to play the one. We had a sophomore up, Austin Burgess. He'll have to help us bring the ball up. But, it's a team game, so I think these guys will be ready, and I think we'll take it in a good approach to it.
When you and I last talked, it was an absolute electric atmosphere. Unity Christian High School back in March, a great district final between these two teams, South Christian and Grand Rapids Christian. Eagles went on to go to the state championship, lost to Warren Lincoln. This is not the same Grand Rapids Christian team, though. Unlike South, where a lot of guys are back, they don't have anybody, but yet there's still talent.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, I'm not saying I'm going to miss those guys. I mean, Jalen Owinga and Nate Johnson are incredible players. They had a great team. But they got some new youth and some new talent that I think will be very, very good players. And whenever guys move on, that next wave can just come and take over. I mean, they'll be ready. So they've had a big offseason. They've been playing a lot of games, and there's no doubt they're going to be a little more ready than we are.
What kind of game do you want to see tonight from a tempo standpoint for South Christian?
I'm not really sure, Bob. I mean, I think for us, the biggest thing is just to have really good possessions and don't turn the ball over. I think there's one key to the game. It's turnovers. Usually when you play and you haven't been able to practice, turnovers get really high. And our percentage on our shots is a big piece of it, but it's not going to matter if we turn the ball over. So what I'm watching today is that we can get really good possessions and not turn it over.
All right, Taylor Johnson, thanks for stopping by. Great to have you back this year. Great to have us back together here as we start a new season. Best of luck tonight and the rest of the way.
Thanks for all you do, guys.
All right, Taylor Johnson, the head boys basketball coach at South Christian, getting ready for the showdown tonight to open the 2024-25 campaign against Grand Rapids Christian. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, recap this girls' game that just finished as the Burgess Surveying post-game show rolls on here on Michigan Sports Radio.
Order groceries, schedule appointments, and rides online. So why not house cleaning? Sweep is West Michigan's go-to residential cleaning service. Order cleanings in minutes by selecting the rooms and services you need on the Sweep app. Pricing is transparent, scheduling is flexible, and we're fully bonded and insured. Visit sweepllc.com to download the Sweep app or book online. First-time users use promo code FIRSTORDER to get 10% off. sweepllc.com. A cleaning in a sweep.
Between games here at South Christian High School after the girls from South Christian won the opener with a 65-53 win over the Grand Rapids Christian Eagles. Sailors trailed early in this one, but came on strong at the end of the first quarter to take a 17-15 lead at the break. Expanded that lead to 34-24 at halftime, and in the third quarter grew it a little bit more, leading 50-38 before withstanding a late challenge and a charge by Grand Rapids Christian that put the game as close as 3 points, 56-53, with just less than 2 minutes to go. But the Sailors rattled off the game's final 9 points and win it here tonight, 65-53. Individual scoring for first of all, Grand Rapids Christian, Paige Forwarda with 25 points. She led all scores, 10 in the first half, 15 in the second half. Magnolia Cumming with 13. Charlie Hassenrick chipped in with 7, 2 apiece for Ray Cummings and for Lila Poole. So really only 5 scorers and really 2 that carried the load for Grand Rapids Christian. For South, they had really good balance tonight. Sophia Prinz led the Sailors with 18. Lizzie Woldheis with 12, all in the second half. 14 for her sister Natalie Woldheis in her freshman debut. 11 for Lily Nitz. 5 for Abby Prinz, 3 for Cami Boonstra, and 2 for Bree Knott. All adds up to 65-53. South Christian win. Bryce, how about the team stats tonight?
Yeah, team stats, a pretty even game again, as Sailors are able to prevent the late Grand Rapids Christian surge, but both around 40%, 41 for the Eagles, 39 for the Sailors. Of course, turnovers early on in the season, we see that a lot, or especially an issue. Hopefully the teams will clean those up. And then the boards, cleaning up the glass was also big as well throughout the night. Bree Knott had a couple of really big-time offensive rebounds, and we saw that there as the Sailors finished off with 12. offensive rebounds, matching Grand Rapids Christian's offensive rebound total as well. So a real good matchup to kick off the season. A lot for each team to work on, but as we mentioned too, impressed with the Grand Rapids Christian Eagles, who had a slow start, or had a really tough season last year, coming back. Young team, excited to see how they develop, and of course South Christian putting the pieces together, especially later in the game, second half especially. Some of those players came to life. We saw a lot of great productivity from a whole host of sailors as well. And Sophia Prins being the leader, taking care of business and keeping the offense humming for South Christian, handling the ball much of the way, breaking down the defenses and trying to find those open shooters like Lily Nitz, Lizzie Woolhouse, Natalie Woolhouse, sisters, converting on a couple three-point attempts as well. So it's a really strong performance for South Christian. I think what Coach Erica Brown's going to be excited about seeing as the season is underway and kicks off.
All right, speaking of Erica Brown, we hope to have her pay us a visit here in the ensuing moments. But first, we'll step aside. And when we come back, talk more about this girls' game that just finished and start to preview the guys' game coming up here.
Don't just find yourself, make yourself. Start businesses, build bridges, save lives, raise a whole city. This is your future, so take it and move all of us forward.
Rapids Sports Hall of Fame celebrates the city's rich sports history by honoring prominent West Michigan athletes and those who have contributed greatly to sports on a local, state, or national level. A class is elected each year and then honored at an induction ceremony in the fall. They also prevent annual events in support of West Michigan athletics, and they raise funds to support local youth organizations and charities. Follow them on Facebook or check out the pictures and biographies of all 181 inductees at grshof.com.
Car Center is an automotive collision repair company with multiple shops throughout West Michigan.
Our goal is simple, to bring hospitality to the collision repair industry.
You can find us online at carcentermi.com to find the location nearest to you. Because at Car Center, fixing cars is our job.
But helping people, that's our business.
The pulse of our community flows through all of us. Your blood donation keeps it strong. Schedule your donation at varsity.org or call 866-MI-BLOOD. Together, we are a beacon of hope.
Uccello's Restaurante is where great food and sports come together. There's something for everyone, from a variety of handcrafted pizzas along with classic Italian dishes. With over 50-plus TVs in each location, you won't miss any action of the big game. Plus, they deliver. To check out their menu or order online, go to uccellos.com. Check us out to see why we're the #1 sports lounge in the area.
The 76 Diner and Truck Stop would like to invite you and your families to come and check out their diner. With locations in both Byron Center and Coopersville, they're a great place to stop before or after the game. They have a wide variety of menu choices to feed all the kids. They serve breakfast hot all day, and they're able to accommodate all of your large group needs. Their full menu is available for takeout orders, and they have online ordering at 76truckstopdiner.com.
Do you have a distressed home you'd like to sell? Did you inherit a home you'd like to move on from with ease? Are you a tired landlord and it's just time? For Real buys and sells as-is homes with a mission to create real estate upside for everyone. We're fast, fair, for real. Call or visit For Real today for your free 15-minute consultation. 616-816-2028.
Jets has been making the best Detroit-style pizza on the planet for over 40 years. Because we've always been committed to quality, like hand-pressed dough, fresh mozzarella, and sauce made from Mama Jet's secret family recipe. All baked to perfection for the thickest golden crunch. So go ahead, build your own Detroit-style pizza or order one of our specialties, like the all-meaty or Jet 10. Jets, better because it has to be.
Looking to secure your property with a high-quality fence from a top-rated fencing company? With limitless options and quality fencing materials, Superior Fence and Rail is West Michigan's premier fence installation company. Veteran and locally owned, we're honored to support the West Michigan community and their sports programs. To learn more, visit SuperiorFenceandRail.com or give us a call. Superior Fence and Rail, protecting what matters.
Stock up this Labor Day with amazing savings at your neighborhood family fair. With Card, enjoy cool sips of select varieties of Pepsi or 7-Up products, buy 2, get 3 free. Beat the heat with 6 to 12 count Outshine bars, 2 for $8. And save on items down every aisle during our Buy 5, Save 5 sale on items like select varieties of Nabisco Ritz or Snack Crackers, select varieties of Farmland Sliced Bacon, or Kool-Aid, Tang, Arizona, Mio, Country Time, or Crystal Light Drink mixes. Family Fair in your neighborhood.
Between games here at South Christian, the girls just won the first one from South Christian, 65-53, and we're moments away from tip-off. But first, we get a chance to talk to the victorious head coach from the first game, Erica Brown. Congratulations, the season is underway. Way to go on a good opening win on a game that, frankly, I thought was pretty good. I thought Grand Rapids Christian played very well and maybe better than I thought they would play given their record last year.
Yep, they're the coach that they got there. He's a great guy. Great guy. He's going to do a lot of good things for that program. But they did. They played well. They gave us a run for our money. But thankfully we grinded it out.
Sure did. And there's some kids that really played well tonight. I thought, let's talk about the freshmen. Natalie Woldheis. Yeah. You have 2 freshmen, both sisters. Yeah. She comes in her first varsity game, scores 14 points. 14 points. Did you expect that?
Honestly, no. Because your home opener as a freshman on varsity is a lot of feels go into that, right? But she did great. She played poised, and that's why we got her.
I loved last year the way Lizzie Woldheis would never shy away from an open shot. Tonight was another example of that. She comes out, great shooter, tough go, kept at it, and really down the stretch. What do you tell her during a game when those triples just aren't clicking?
Well, we miss 100% of the shots we don't take, right? That old school saying. So what we do is we talk a lot about what's your next move, right? Like, how are you going to overcome adversity? You can't quit, right? You got to keep going. You know you're a good shooter, so let them fly.
Sophia Prinz, senior point guard. This is her 4th year. Or she junior?
No, she's a
senior. Junior. Third year as the varsity. Where were the improvements in the offseason, Erica, to get us to this point where I thought, again, she did a great job in the 4th quarter, seemingly taking over the game?
Yep, she has grown tremendously in that leadership aspect. Just the be able to, the tempo of the game, the ball handling, just being able to get the ball where it needs to be at the right moment. I mean, that's a hard skill for a point guard, and getting her team to follow behind her.
All right, a coach wouldn't be happy if they didn't have something to be complaining about, something to be saying, how do we improve? What's your
defense? Let's talk about defense.
Where's the great opportunities from game 1 to game 2?
Defense, and I tell these girls we are blessed to have multiple opportunities for shots because we have multiple talented shooters. But you can't rely on that. You have to play defense. Our defense drives our offense, so we have a lot to work on in that area. Because when we get frustrated on the defensive end, we get a little frustrated on the offensive end.
And I thought tonight the susceptibility really was with Paige Forwerda. She did a great job attacking, and South team defense, I would assume, needed some work after that as well. Yes,
definitely.
All right, here's the final question of the night. We talked about this on the broadcast. When you sit down with your new assistant coach, Copeland, and Danny sits down with his assistant coach, and the Copelands and the Browns get together for dinner,
Copelands and Browns.
What wins out? Girls basketball talk or football talk?
100% girls basketball. Those men know.
I love it. Erica, congrats on the first win.
Thank you.
Keep it going. Let's have a great season.
Thanks. I appreciate it. Thanks.
All right, Erica Brown, head coach. We'll take a break. When we come back, get you ready for the guys' game. Coming up on Michigan Sports Radio, it's Grand Rapids Christian and South Christian. Moment.
Looking for a new career? Aetna Supply is hiring. Aetna Supply is Michigan's #1 plumber wholesaler, servicing local customers for over 50 years. They offer great benefits, a 401k with company match, quarterly bonuses, and no Sundays. Once again, check them out at aetnasupply.com/careers or click on their logo on the Michigan Sports Radio homepage.
Welcome to the start of the boys basketball season. South Christian, Grand Rapids Christian opening the year in what is always a great battle between these two teams. Last year it was Grand Rapids Christian really that had the upper hand. They beat the Sailors in the opener at Christian High, 58-48. And then in the big game, which was just a phenomenal atmosphere at Unity Christian last March in the district championship game in front of a standing room only crowd, Coach Eric Taylor's Eagles knocked off the Sailors in a thriller 52-49 that sent Grand Rapids South Christian to the end of their season and catapulted the Eagles onto a trip to the Breslin Center where they eventually fell in the state finals to Warren Lincoln. Bryce, big story tonight, though, that everybody every Tuesday and Friday is going to watch, and Saturdays as well here in Grand Rapids, is Carson Viss, the All-Stater for South Christian. He debuts tonight after a very long football season again, and we talked to Taylor Johnson this week about just how difficult it is to have him ready to go tonight.
No doubt about it, and we got the luxury, especially me, had the luxury to broadcast Carson's games on the gridiron, and it was an absolute pleasure and treat to watch, and now it changes. Now we're on the hardwood, and as you mentioned, talking to Taylor, there was talk of maybe, Carson, hey, you're still healing up from the football season, healing the wounds and just recovering from a tough season and a deep playoff stretch. You want to take off tonight? And Carson says, no. It's Christian High night. I'm not missing this game. And so, as you mentioned, I know we're all very excited to see the senior play and show out one last season in the South Christian uniform.
The other story that I think will be so interesting to hear is just see how the point guard develops. Last year, Jake Vermas in this game got into foul trouble, and it really set the Sailors back in the opener, in the opening moments of the first half and the first half, the second quarter and the first quarter. He came back in the second half and really helped South Christian get back in the game. He is gone. He's graduated, and that'll be an interesting tonight as well. Let's go down to the court for the opening prayer tonight. And now our national anthem. Big story tonight for Grand Rapids Christian is how this new team settles in under Coach Eric Taylor. Taylor has just one rotational player back from this team, maybe two, Carl Thompson and T.D. Davis, but it is really a brand new lineup. Jaden Owing, the big center, headed to Toledo where he's already playing for the Rockets. And Nate Johnson, another college player as well. Carter Goodike at Hope. It was a starting lineup that was loaded last year. Here's tonight's starting lineups. Brought to you by the Sobey Company. Grand Rapids Christian will start that aforementioned Carl Thompson at a guard, along with Connor Johnson, the junior, up front. T.D. Davis, lightning quick senior guard. Will Duzma, the big junior center. And Adore Maout. Eagles coached by Eric Taylor. South Christian with a returning starter in Caleb Ploon, 6'3 junior. Carson Viss, the 6'4 senior. Nolan Fackler gets the call at guard, the 6'2 senior. Ike Scrotenborough, the 6'7 senior. Up front, along with Davis Kemper, the 6'8 senior. South Christian, of course, coached by Taylor Johnson. So one thing, Bryce, tonight to watch certainly is the outside shooting of South Christian. Taylor Johnson likes that between Carson Viss and Caleb Ploon. The guards can knock it home, but then there's Davis Kemper up front. I know a guy you're excited to see tonight is a 6'8 inside player that can step out as well.
No doubt about it. I know South Christian's got some bigs. Coach Taylor Johnson's excited about them. See how they complement Carson Viss in this offense, and of course having to rotate on defense as well. Should be fun.
Viss is in the lineup. There was some question whether he would play tonight or not after getting knocked around pretty good in the last two football games, but the All-State quarterback has moved to the hardwood. We are underway here from South Christian. Carson Viss going to work, and on the game's first possession, he has it poked away by Adore Mawat off Viss's leg and turns it over to Grand Rapids Christian.
This is going to be the one they're going to look to bring the ball up the court. He's going to do a lot of dribbling, and right away we saw Grand Rapids Christian trying to double and get in his business immediately.
Out top, the Eagles go to work. Carl Thompson, number 3, and T.D. Davis, the two senior guards. Those will be actually Thompson's a junior guard. Those will be the two that'll stir this Eagles drink. South Christian in a man-to-man. Adore Mawat will pull up from the free throw line with a 16-footer. That's wide to the right, controlled by Davis Kemper. This into the front court. As Bryce mentioned, he will be the ball handler of main source here for South Christian. He backs in on Mawat, takes it to the hole, can't get it to go over Will Duzma, knocked out of bounds to Grand Rapids Christian. No score in the first 54 seconds.
Football ailments, what are you talking about? Carson Viss takes it, backs down his first possession, misses the layup, but once he gets a little more comfortable, see what he can do in the post.
Remember last year, that was one of the things I noticed so much after a rugged year at the quarterback spot in 23. I thought his physicality on the hardwood in 23-24 really was different from the previous year when he was a sophomore. Football has a way of doing that, and it has certainly toughened him up as he takes the ball to the rack throughout a basketball game. First foul of the game goes on Fackler. Christian inbounds it. Now it's stripped away by Kemper. Out ahead to Viss. A 2-on-1 with Ploon, but the bounce pass is picked off by Thompson. Ahead they go, rather to Thompson. He lays it in. It was stolen away by Davis. And the game's first basket goes to Grand Rapids Christian. A minute and a half in. 2-0 Eagles. Kemper, top of the key. Leaves for Fackler against that switching man-to-man. Ploon on the right wing. Kemper in the right corner. He'll fire from the deep corner and drops it home.
That was pretty.
Boy, he had space. I think they dared him to shoot. He was right there. His heels were almost on the sideline, and he rattled it home. 3-2 Sailors. Step back from 15 along the left baseline by Davis is airmailed and into the hands of Ploon. Fackler back the other way. Hesitation at the free throw line. Stops Delivers the Plume now to Kemper in the left corner. Whistle off the ball. And 3 seconds. Is that what it is?
I think it was on Scrotenbor.
Big Ike, the 6'7" post player, getting a start. Last year played in 22 of the 25 games, averaging just 3 points a game. He's being counted on for a key role tonight. Left wing 3-ball on its way from Connor Johnson. That's short, yanked down by Fackler.
Johnson with a hand in his face. I think Sailor's going to give him that all night. Tough shot.
Viz at the right wing to Kemper, top side. Now left side to Caleb Plume. Uses a Scrotenboro tough screen at the left elbow, but leaves for Fackler on the right wing. 3-ball from deep in the right corner by Viss. That comes up short. Skying for the rebound is Carl Thompson. Quickly into the front court to pull up from the top of the key. Too long, and Scrotenboro clears the glass. Ahead to Fackler. To Plume. Left wing 3-ball. No! Sailors cold here to get this one going. Mowat controls the boards quickly to Thompson. Takes it all the way to the hole. Couldn't finish over Fackler, and Plume has the rebound. Quickly out to Viss. One-on-one in the lane. Euro step with the right hand off the right block and lays it in.
That was all set up by that help side defense by Davis Kempler coming over the top on the fast break and making that shot nearly impossible.
And a technical foul whistled on the usually mild-mannered Eric Taylor. A bench tech. I think it was on the bench.
Couldn't see from this vantage point.
This will go to the line and shoot 2 for the technical. Eric Taylor, great story. Going through a difficult physical ailment over the last couple of years, battling back. Last year to coach a team that was loaded with talent. He blended them together beautifully, and what a run they had all the way to the state finals. Viss hits 1 of 2, and it's 5-2 Sailors with 4:44 to go in the first quarter.
I'll say this too, Eric Taylor looking sharp. One of the few coaches you see still wearing the sport coat.
That is for sure. You just don't see it very often now. Taylor Johnson dressed in his golf shirt, quarter zip, whatever it is, and that's the norm these days. Are you telling me that you're getting nostalgic and you look for the days of coaches in suits and ties?
And just players to wear the same color shoes. Is that too much to ask for?
Left wing, Caleb Plume tried to make his move, and he traveled. Already the 4th turnover on South Christian. First quarter tonight brought to you by Choice One Bank. Choice One Bank has been committed to serving the financial needs of West Michigan. Choice team of bankers, investors, lenders, and consultants will work tirelessly to support their neighbors. That's Choice One Bank. 6-2 South Christian. Top side, Carl Thompson against a switching man-to-man. Leaves for T.D. Davis. He tries to shake Plume, can't do it. Left alone for the 3-pointer from the right point is Carl Thompson, and he buries it.
Even with the man in his face, Carl Thompson steps up and makes that dagger of a 3-pointer. Nice look.
South Christian with Austin Burgess now into the game, the sophomore. Fackler's pass for Plume at the point was stolen away by Davis, and then as he drove to the basket, he had it knocked out of his hands. I thought it went off his leg. Taylor Johnson thought the same thing, but they're going to say that it is GRC's ball.
Fackler upset with himself there, but recovered nicely on the side of the court.
Charlie DeHaan also in the game, one of your favorite guys from the gridiron. Thompson with a catch-and-shoot 3-ball from the right corner. No, and whistle. I'm not sure what that call was. I haven't seen that gesture from the official. So Sailors with DeHaan also in the game is Caleb Crochelle. He wears number 0. Ty Brinks, the big tight end, number 5 in there. So Taylor Johnson going to the bench early here, Bryce. He's got 5 new players in the lineup right now, and Carson Viss is the only remaining starter. 4 new players.
4 new players, yeah, that's right. That's right, yeah. Chuck DeHaan, Charlie DeHaan in the game as well. And then, yeah, big time linebacker, wide receiver.
Eagles inbound the basketball, and the aforementioned Charlie DeHaan with a great breakup. He looked like a cornerback floating back on a long pass and knocked it away. And as he did, he was grabbed and pass interference.
We were talking about that before the game, making the adjustment, transition from the football season to the basketball season, and get a little confused even plays like that. Flag was thrown.
Davis Kemper back in. He had a quick blow there. Ty Brinks to the bench with 3:50 to go in the first quarter. 6-5 South Christian. They have the basketball. Austin Burgess, top side to Kemper. He'll hand off to Charlie DeHaan on the right wing. Back to Kemper in the right corner. Now they come out on him as all over him is Connor Johnson. Skip pass left side to Burgess and cycle it back to Viss on the right wing. Ball fake, drives the lane, guns it left corner to an open Burgess. No on the three. And Carter Johnson wrestles the rebound away from Charlie DeHaan. Connor Johnson, rather, and that foul will go against DeHaan.
You mentioned Austin Burgess, number 10 for South Christian, coming into this game. Coach Taylor Johnson's really going to be looking to the sophomore. Meaningful minutes, dribbling the ball, carrying up the court, serving that kind of backup point guard role.
You played both sports here at South Christian. How difficult was it to go from football to basketball and adjust the physicality?
Well, we never made that deep of a playoff run, so there's that element. But it is, it's a different game. Conditioning, too. You forget about that. Football's a lot of start and stop. Basketball's a little more longer paced.
Good step back jumper from 16 feet by Connor Johnson, his first basket. And it's 7-6, Christian back on top. Adore Mawat is the Eagle assigned with defending Carson Viss right now in a man-to-man. Right wing, Austin Burgess. Low post passes knocked away, intended for Kemper into the hands of Davis. Quickly ahead to Johnson, and as he laid it in off the left block, he was hammered by Viss. Connor Johnson will go to the line shooting two.
Been impressed thus far with this Eagles defense. Hands are active, pesky on that defensive side, causing some chaos. We've seen a lot of turnovers early for South Christian, and that are now resulting in free throws.
6 cough-ups by the Sailors, only 2 for Grand Rapids Christian thus far. 13 foul on South. Connor Johnson can't hit the first. Wholesale substitutions for the Sailors. Scrotenborough, Ploon, and Fackler return. Second free throw, left short by Connor Johnson. He missed them both. Kemper into the front court. Fackler down the right corner. Hounded by Ajak Go. Finds Scrotenborough underneath with a little left-handed baby hook, and Ike Scrotenborough's on the scoreboard.
Ike Scrotenborough showing that off-season work, a little bit of a drop step to a left-handed baby hook. That's nice work, nice operation for the big man.
Johnson drives on Kemper, finds Mawat open for a 10-foot baseline jumper on the left side, drops it through, and it's seesaw first quarter, the lead going back to Grand Rapids Christian. Viss has space on the right baseline, powers his way up along the line, couldn't get it to go, but it's right there for his own follow and lays it in. Carson with 5 to start this game. It's 10-9 Sailors. Davis feeds to Johnson, another three-pointer that's short, but the long rebound comes to Mawat, and as he guns it over to Johnson, drives on Kemper, and Kemper called for the reach.
Bob, I think we saw there what Taylor Johnson is maybe a little more worried about is getting these big guys out on the perimeter on defense, having to chase down some of these quicker, they call them big men, but just a little bit shorter and quicker, and we saw that as that resulted in a Davis-Kemper foul.
Taylor was worried about the matchups for the 6'7 Scrotenborough and 6'8 Kemper against smaller, quicker players. Into the game now, and
Noah Fackler on the pressure. Nice defense there, and of course Carson Viss causing trouble on this end. Taylor's buckling down.
Braylon Taylor into the game for Christian, sophomore number 1. He's joined by Thompson and Davis. Down low, they go to Fackler, and he was held down at the low post.
Nice two-man game between Fackler and Viss. This is another thing, too, just these out-of-bounds plays. You watch the game of basketball, and you think some of these are pretty, customary, traditional inbound plays as Skrotenboer gets it for easy layup. But when you make playoff runs, you don't get the team together for that long, and it's stuff like that you don't maybe get as much time to work on. And so it's going to be interesting to see how the Sailors and even now the Eagles, too, execute early on the season. And just kind of the basic stuff like this.
This inbound pass to Skrotenboer was immediately ushered in a foul on Christian High as Ike went up for the shot, can't hit the first free throw. He'll get another with 1:16 to play in the first quarter. Missed them both, but got his own rebound and powers it back up. That's too strong. Fackler comes away with a loose ball. Sailors getting some chances here on this possession. Kemper left open for a left point three. That's short. Skrotenboer again with the boards, but he bounced it off his foot into the hands of Braylon Taylor. Davis with a quick move past Skrotenboer. Couldn't finish the reverse layup, and Fackler clears the glass. Quickly ahead to Plume, one-on-one. Nice Euro step, but what a play by Braylon Taylor to take it away. Down to Davis at the other end. He can't finish. And the rebound is controlled by Kemper. Racehorse basketball here, but no points to show for it for either team.
High-flying action on both sides and great defensive pursuit by both of these teams.
Viss double-teamed at the high post, kicks inside now to Skrotenboer, who fires it right corner to Plume. His three-pointer wouldn't go, and out of bounds. South Christian has had just 3 players score so far. Plume has not been able to tally yet. He's a guy who averaged 5 points a game last year, was a key contributor off the bench, and as a starter late in the season. 20 seconds to go. Down by 1. Christian High will play for the last shot. Between the circles is T.D. Davis. To Will Duzma, the big junior center. Leaves it for Taylor with a three-pointer over Caleb Plume. Boy, Braylon Taylor has brought them some spark here late in the first quarter.
Making his presence known. Of course, that three-pointer there, he had a big block a couple series ago. Sophomore coming up big.
This spitting on the right side. Couldn't get it to go. Wanted a foul, didn't get it. And that's the way the first quarter ends. 12-10. We have a good one. Grand Rapids Christian up by a deuce. Go to break. Second quarter just around the corner on Michigan Sports Radio.
Stock up this Labor Day with amazing savings at your neighborhood family fair. With Card, enjoy cool sips of select varieties of Pepsi or 7-Up products. Buy 2, get 3 free. Beat the heat with 6 to 12-count Outshine bars, 2 for $8. And save on items down every aisle during our Buy 5, Save 5 sale on items like select varieties of Nabisco Ritz or snack crackers, select varieties of Farmland sliced bacon, or Kool-Aid, Tang, Arizona, Mio, Country Time, or Crystal Light drink mixes. Family Fair in your neighborhood.
Car Center is an automotive collision repair company with multiple shops throughout West Michigan.
Our goal is simple: to bring hospitality to the collision repair industry.
You can find us online at carcentermi.com to find the location nearest to you. Because at Car Center, fixing cars is our job.
But helping people, that's our business.
At River Ridge Dentistry, Dr. Jeff Helmus and Dr. Alexandra Mehring take the time to build relationships with patients and their families. From professional teeth whitening to restorative dental implants, the River Ridge team works tirelessly every day to earn your trust with unparalleled customer service that always puts you, the patient, first. Contact them at riverridgedentistry.net. Second quarter tonight brought to you by Burgess Concrete Construction. They've been excelling at commercial and industrial concrete projects since 1984, building West Michigan, constructing careers, and developing a future for the next generation. That's Burgess Concrete Construction. 12-10, South Christian down by 2 as we start this second quarter. Caleb Plume on the right wing, double team, now picks up his dribble. Guns it across court to Fackler, almost picked off by Thompson, but Fackler recovers. He's trapped in the left baseline, leaves for Kemper, spinning at the left block. Hook pass for Skrotenboer in the lane was batted away by Duzma, out of bounds. It'll stay with South.
Carl Thompson's been relentless on that defensive side. High flyer, making things difficult for Fackler and the rest of the South Christian offense.
Thompson and T.D. Davis, really the only two guys on the floor for Christian that played last year on that great team that went all the way to the state finals. Running right-hander by Fackler is no good. The other way quickly is Carl Thompson, and as he drives the lane, fouled.
Caleb Plune.
And I think they'll call it on Caleb Plune. Taylor Johnson was looking for maybe a charge there, but the toughest call in sports goes the way of Grand Rapids Christian with a blocking foul.
Again, that's Carl Thompson just getting out in space on the break. Really like what I've seen from this junior guard.
Already you can tell it's a really good coaching job from Eric Taylor, Bryce, to bring a team that has really no returning cohesiveness. And early on here, they've looked pretty good.
Looked really, really good. Really good, especially on the defensive side, which early in the season when you still got to kind of brush off some rust, figure out your offense, you can make up for it on the defensive side, and that's what good coaches and good teams do, especially early in the season.
Fackler gets a step on Taylor, now kicks it left wing to Plune, who finds Viss in the corner. Carson pretty slow to get going here in this first quarter. He has 5 points. Three-pointer on the way out front by Carl Thompson. A 22-footer splashes through, and it's 17-10 Eagles.
Grand Rapids Christian really looking to push the ball up the court every chance they get, even on made baskets. They're looking to move it, not let South Christian get set in that defense.
Carl Thompson now with 10 points. Scrotenborough working inside the lane. Kicks it outside to Kemper. Eyed the three from the right point. Now drives and dishes to Scrotenborough underneath. Had it blocked away by Johnson. Controlled, though, by Kemper, who finds Scrotenborough again. He can't hit the little right hook. And some good battles underneath between the big fellows. Will Duzma, Carter Johnson, Ike Scrotenborough, and Davis Kemper.
Good couple looks there from Scrotenborough. Couldn't finish. Just better defense.
Scrotenborough will sit down, and we get our first look at the junior transfer, J.J. Moderman, 6'6". Father Joe is a outstanding player at Allendale, later started at Iowa State. Getting free for that 19-footer three by Thompson, no, but South controls the boards. Kemper, left baseline, right baseline rather, spins and drops in a little turnaround jumper from 8 feet.
Savvy touch by the veteran, by the senior, Davis Kemper.
He's got 5. Viss has 5. Scrotenborough with the other basket. Sailors need to get more players involved here in the scoring. That was an issue last year. Vermas and Viss really, as Taylor banks one off the glass from 20 at the top of the key. Another three-pointer for Braylon Taylor.
Braylon Taylor with a hand in his face as well. Banks open tonight.
Viss at the low right block, working on Adore Mawat, gets called for the foul on the floor. That was an issue last year. South Christian always, week game in and game out, had an outstanding performance from Viss and Vermas. Vermas averaging 15 a game last year, Viss at 18. The problem was getting that third scorer untracked on any given night. And at times throughout the year it became Davis Kemper, but they need Plune and Kemper to do that here. Now it's right on cue. Davis Kemper with a little baby hook from 12 feet at the right side. Drops it through.
Nice touch by the senior. Again here, Braylon Taylor, though, has come out lights out in this game. Sophomore.
Left.
He feeds. Yep, go ahead.
Left wing, Connor Johnson keeps firing away. His first triple. He finally got one to go, and it's 23-14. Paluno gun from the left corner. That's off the flange. Long rebound, weak side to Fackler. Clears to Kemper at the top of the key, leaves for Plune. Back to Kemper at the left wing. Step back three is partially blocked by Mawat. Into the hands of Carl Thompson on the move all the way to the hole and blocked out of his sight by J.J. Moderman. Rose up as Thompson couldn't finish.
We got some high-flying basketball here, Bob. This is action-packed, fast pace. Guys meet each other at the rims. Take a timeout.
Full timeout. We need a break. They need a break. 4:46 to go Christian 23, South 14. Step aside.
Do you have a distressed home you'd like to sell? Did you inherit a home you'd like to move on from with ease? Are you a tired landlord and it's just time? For Real buys and sells as-is homes with a mission to create real estate upside for everyone. We're fast, fair, for real. Call or visit For Real today for your free 15-minute consultation. 616-816-2028.
Golf 616 is Grand Rapids' newest and most elite indoor golf facility. A place where you can refine your swing, compete in a league, or simply enjoy a round of golf with friends. Golf 616, the perfect place to sharpen your game when you can't get out on the links. Located on West River Drive and 131 in Comstock Park. Find them on Facebook or online at golf616michigan.com.
Since 2009, Burgess Surveying has been helping Michigan grow by providing accurate land surveys. Regardless of your project size, you can be confident that we'll complete your land survey with precision. Attention to detail, responsiveness, and communication are foundational to their success. That's Burgess Surveying. Three-pointer from Carl Thompson over the outstretched arms of Charlie DeHaan. He has had a great first half already with 13 points. Half the Eagles' points is 26-14, biggest lead of the game for Grand Rapids Christian. They've led most of the way. After a seesaw first quarter, Austin Burgess threw away for Plune.
As a Dormoat, though, early on the coverage, tipping that ball, causing Plune to touch it before it goes out of bounds. It's another guy, Dormoat, senior, really played well tonight, especially on that defensive side, having to go against those big South Christian Sailors.
Eagles by 6. They find a wide open Mawad right on cue, and he lays it in for an easy 2. And Taylor Johnson's furious at his defense right now. He'll take a quick timeout. For over a century, Choice One Bank has been committed to serving the financial needs of West Michigan. Choice One is a team of bankers, investors, lenders, and consultants who work tirelessly to support their neighbors. Whether you're an individual, a family, a farmer, or a local business, Choice One wants to help you reach your goals. That's Choice One Bank. Nice ceremony coming up at halftime. We'll have part of it for you to recognize a couple of deputies, Eric Windsor and Jeff Whalen, who did some great life-saving work back in October during the Division I state tennis finals. One of the players from one of the visiting schools collapsed during the day and with a cardiac incident, and it was deputies Whalen and Windsor from the Kent County Sheriff's Substation just nearby here that responded immediately and essentially saved a life. They'll be honored at halftime of this game today. Christian has doubled up the Sailors so far, 28-14, halfway through the second quarter. South Christian looking to get something going offensively, get Carson Viss untracked. Left baseline. Scrotenborough spinning on Duzma, and he took his steps as he did. That's 9 turnovers now for South in the first 4 minutes. Taylor Johnson talked about that in the pregame show. Worried about turnovers.
Mix that in with shots just really not falling for South Christian. Kind of frustrating finding themselves in a 14-point deficit. But defense, Bob, defense is what you get you back in the game.
That has been the calling card of this program over the last 2 years. Just tenacity on the defensive end, and indeed that is what can get them back in. You know, you look at the stats from last season, and South Christian dominated their opponents in every statistical category, but the one they didn't, Bryce, was turnovers. Dead even throughout the year for a team that finished 19-6 and 12-2 in the conference. That was one stat that was a bit surprising. Jumper by Johnson from Christian, too strong. Charlie DeHaan into the front court for Plune in the right corner, and the 10th turnover as Plune can't handle that errant pass.
Charlie DeHaan trying to make one too many things happen. Pass actually got to Plune, but it was an awkward one, hard to receive. Sailors, I think, just need to take a pause, take a beat, slow things down just a bit on the offensive side.
What would you figure, 7, 8 football players on this team?
I was just looking at that, yeah. It's probably about that much, yeah.
Mawat with a good pass underneath from Duzma, but he couldn't get it to go over Scrotenborough. Davis was there for the rebound for Christian, outside for a layup that wouldn't go. And Viss motors down the other way and draws contact in the lane. Down 28-14. South Christian needs some points.
South Christian just got to find something on offense. And I think, of course, you could say, hey, Viss, go out and make something happen. But I don't really think even that's what Taylor Johnson wants right now. I think he wants to see this offense start to develop, work out some kinks, and find some groove and some fluidity. See what they can do here as Carson Viss on the line.
15 foul on Christian High. I believe that was a shooting foul. Remember, with the boys, it's not 5 fouls per quarter. 7. It sends you to the bonus and a half. Viss rattles home the first free throw. He now has 6. He averaged 18 a game last year to go along with 5.5 rebounds. 75% shooter from the line. Clock stuck on 3 minutes. Not moving right now. That official's got to see that. Here's Mawat going in for a jam, and Kemper challenged him, and either the timer forgot to turn the clock on. There we go. We'll probably play an extra 10 seconds. Caleb Plune on the other end with a runner off the right side, off the glass, dropped it home and drew the foul. Good to see him get untracked.
Yeah, nice flip of the script right there for South Christian as Ador Mawat went up with a vengeance, tried to throw that down, but Davis Kemper met him at the rim. Nice block. Sailors then in transition. It'll make something happen as Plune finds himself on the line. Nice swing of events. That may get Taylor Johnson to smile. Maybe.
No, not going to happen.
Not going to happen? All right.
He's so realistic about the beginning of a season after a football run that takes this team all the way till last week. Although, heck, compared to the last 2 years, he's got plenty of time.
Yeah, I don't know why he's complaining.
Yeah, really. Last 2 years, it's Thanksgiving weekend at Ford Field for this football team. This year, it ended a week earlier.
I'm sure he didn't know even what to do at the time.
Down by 10. South Christian's defense trying to turn it up here. And they do as Kemper knocks away an entry pass intended for Duzma into the hands of Viss. Walks into the front court, leaves for Kemper. And then the pass from Crochelle to Viss, errantly thrown out of bounds.
Yeah, not sure exactly what happened there. Crochelle, errant pass, really nice motion set for South Christian as Crochelle works his way along the baseline. And hard to see from this angle, but bad turnover.
Long 3 ball on the way by number 10, who is not on our roster. And that makes it 31-18 with 2 minutes to go in the first half. Plune at the right wing. Drives right baseline. Bounces it to Kemper at the low box, who hits a cutting Scrotenborough that just couldn't convert the bunny, though. Nice set there to get Ike free on that cut. Sailors control the offensive board, zip it around to Plune, who launches from the left wing for 3. That's short. Kemper chases down another offensive rebound. Down to 90 seconds to go. Lob pass underneath to Plune, pushed along the line, and South will get it out underneath.
Tough break for the aforementioned unidentified number 10. We do not have him on the roster here, but stuck in a bit of no man's land on that defensive set, knocking Plune out of bounds. But I really like this Davis Kemper kid. He's really been active all over the court.
Bryce, I stand corrected on the fouls. Somewhere along the line, the guy's rule changed. That was a common foul underneath, and Plune's going to go to the line and shoot 2 with only 5 team fouls. Did I miss that? Did they change that rule last year in high school? So it's just like the girls, because that was not a shooting foul.
No, it wasn't. So it's 5 fouls a half, and then you're in the bonus.
Quarter. It's a quarter, and then it resets.
5 fouls in a quarter?
Yep. Then it resets to 0. Plune has one of the two. The lead still at 12 with 1:20 to go here in the first half. T.D. Davis, who's been held in check, no points for the senior, drives the left side, now wheels it back out top to Carl Thompson, who has not been held in check. He has a angle to the rim, but the scoop with the right hand was swatted away. Those rim protectors, Scrotenborough and particularly Davis Kemper, doing good work to deter the drive. Scrotenborough working the low left block, spins in the lane, baby hook, no. He's got some good looks here in the first half, just can't get him to go for the 6'7" senior. On the breakout, it's Davis kicking right corner to Braylon Taylor, who knocks down another three.
3 for 3 from the sophomore, Braylon Taylor. What a showing.
30 seconds to go in the half, a 15-point margin. The game doesn't feel that wide of a margin, but it is. To the hole is Viss. Couldn't get it to go, and Kemper's foul drew a foul, and he'll go to the line and shoot two.
This aggressive taking it to the hole. I thought he got bumped even a couple of times. No call. Kemper's going to go to the line. Yeah, it's been an interesting first half, hasn't it? It does feel a little closer.
Kemper now with 8. Viss will sit down for the final 22 seconds to make sure he doesn't pick up a foul. Remember, this quarter got about an extra 9 seconds a few minutes ago. Second free throw's missed. Scrotenborough again with the rebound, but couldn't convert off the glass. I tell you what, he hits half of those layups, and this game is much closer.
He's got about 8 points left on the court right now.
10 seconds to go. Up by 14. South Christian with a foul to give will hammer Davis out high. Wyatt Saul and Fackler return to the lineup, I think, for foul purposes here.
Yeah, only one starter in the game right now for South Christian, so I think you're right. Check that too.
T.D. Davis drives on Saul, and Saul reaches in for the foul. That's the third team, so they have one more to give. It's a great strategy. I mean, you let them play for 2 seconds and then hack them. And
it's a miscommunication on the inbound.
He'll inbound at Thompson. He'll fire from 3, and that's not the way you want to commit the fourth foul. As Charlie DeHaan bumped Thompson as he went up for that triple from deep on the left side.
Carl Thompson, quite the first half for the junior. Really stepped into the empty shoes that were left with all the departures from last year. And I tell you what, game one, showing he's the go-to for this Grand Rapids Christian Hoops team. Fun to watch.
Lead back to 15. Thompson can extend it to 17. So he hits the second of 3 with just 2 seconds to go. Now Viss and Plume return to try to get... That's the kind of night it's been. Good substitutions by Taylor Johnson, but it sort of backfired. With that late 3-point foul.
Strategy was there. The execution was not.
Thompson hits all 3. Inbounds to Viss, who will launch from half court. That's short, and it's 37-20 as we go to the break. Grand Rapids Christian in command here on Michigan Sports Radio. We'll step aside as we get ready to take you into the River Ridge Dentistry halftime show. After these messages, we'll be joined by the head football coach at Grand Rapids South Christian, Danny Brown, as Bryce and I walk through this wonderful season that just was completed, another great playoff run, and get Danny's recap on the season. That's all coming up here at halftime. Grand Rapids Christian in command, 37-20 over South on Michigan Sports Radio.
Don't just find yourself, make yourself. Start businesses, build bridges, save lives, raise a whole city. This is your future, so take it and move all of us forward.
Rapids Sports Hall of Fame celebrates the city's rich sports history by honoring prominent West Michigan athletes and those who have contributed greatly to sports on a local, state, or national level. A class is elected each year and then honored at an induction ceremony in the fall. They also prevent annual events in support of West Michigan athletics, and they raise funds to support local youth organizations and charities. Follow them on Facebook or check out the pictures and biographies of all 181 inductees at grshof.com.
Car Center is an automotive collision repair company with multiple shops throughout West Michigan.
Our goal is simple: to bring hospitality to the collision repair industry.
You can find us online at carcentermi.com to find the location nearest to you. Because at Car Center, fixing cars is our job.
But helping people, that's our business.
The pulse of our community flows through all of us. Your blood donation keeps it strong. Schedule your donation at Varsity.org or call 866-MI-BLOOD. Together, we are a beacon of hope.
Uccello's Restaurante is where great food and sports come together. There's something for everyone, from a variety of handcrafted pizzas along with classic Italian dishes. With over 50-plus TVs on each location, you won't miss any action of the big game. Plus, they deliver. To check out their menu or order online, go to uccellos.com. Check us out to see why we're the #1 sports lounge in the area.
Welcome back to South Christian High School. It's halftime here. Grand Rapids Christian surprisingly up 37-20 over the Sailors. South Christian struggling to get that offense untracked, and certainly some reasons for that, namely because of the guy standing to our right who just keeps extending football season longer and longer into the basketball season every year. Head coach Danny Brown. We'll get to Danny in a minute. Right now down on the floor, there's a special ceremony, really cool, honoring a couple of deputy sheriffs who saved a life here back in October when there was a tennis player from a visiting school at a state tennis meet who suffered a cardiac issue, and 2 sheriff officers came to the rescue and actually saved his life. So athletic director David Kuhl down on the court with those 2, and a very deserving honor. But let's go back up to the press box here, where Bryce, our special guest, is a guy who I love these conversations every year in December because we get to wrap up an absolutely delightful football season. You saw it all, and what a great year.
I tell you what, it was, some of the most fun I've had, not in a uniform. Asked my wife, she's like, oh, it's going to be 9 games, and it's going to be over. And it was much, much more than that. So absolute treat, Coach. Great to have you here. Great season. What a season it was. 4-0, 4-4. Finished the season with the win. Playoff run. Tell me about the season as you've had a couple weeks now, or a week and a half now to reflect on it.
Yeah, I don't know if a week and a half's been long enough to reflect on it, but no, it was a great run. Crazy season. I don't think we ever imagined, at least didn't. I thought we were good enough to make playoffs, but the ups and downs, this is the season that we've had the most ups and downs that we've ever had, as far as the highs of those first 4 games and how we were winning and the things that were happening. And we kind of hit that middle of the season, lose 4 to get the big win against Catholic, which kind of propelled us into the season, or into the postseason. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of work. But really, the credit goes to the kids, because even in that 4-game losing streak, they kept coming back, never lost belief, kept knowing that if they put the work in and things clicked at the right time, there was a chance, and we ended up kind of clicking at the right time and made a fun little run there.
No doubt. We got the pleasure to talk to Zach before each game, and by the time we got to Catholic Central, kind of asked him that. He said, hey, 4 losses in a row. You're staring at potential playoff elimination here. Tell me about the attitude here. And he was so quick to just say, guys are resilient. They don't care. They want to get back to work. And every day they came in ready to work. So after that loss, was Zeeland West, I think was the Week 8 loss, right? What was the message to the team to bounce back after losing to tough loss to Unity, tough loss to West, going into Catholic?
Yeah, so on the field, the game got done, and we were sitting there talking, kind of debriefing like we always do, and I just said, here's the deal. I've been doing this long enough to know that there's been many teams, and I referenced the West Catholic team that went 5-4 and won a state title, and I said, you know, we didn't win conference, but our dreams are still available, and we got to get to work. And I don't know if this was a turning point, but it was something that we did. And we always come in on Saturday and lift. And instead of doing that, we went to work. Essentially, we stripped the poured wall Saturday morning. We got the guys Gatorade, donuts, and all that stuff, and we threw wall panels around in the morning, and sun was out, music was playing, and we kind of hit the reset button and just enjoyed time together. And then obviously that week of Catholic, preparation was good, and it didn't look good in the first half, obviously, and it just after that second half, that fire, that passion, that just will to win, kind of clicked, and that just helped us, moving forward until we ended up losing in the semifinals.
So I asked about Unity, right? I brought up Unity, and then you played them again. District final, second round. What was that? I mean, that was one of the greatest coaching, I think, games we saw. Guys answered the bell, stopped a powerful offensive attack. What was the message going into that week? Because you lost, I think it was 50-21. It was week 7.
Something. It was bad.
It was bad.
It was,
yeah.
I kind of blocked those out, but.
And then to come back and win 35-28. Is that what the final score was?
The message was, we got done with Holland Christian, and I knew the kids wanted unity again. They wanted a chance at it, and I just said, after the game, I said, after I wrapped everything up, I said, boys, you got what you wanted. Let's go get them. And that week, obviously, preparation was good, and we were prepared. And literally the message was, fellas, like, we don't have to beat them 10 times. We got to be the best team that night. And I think that's what ended up happening. Would we want to play them tomorrow? I don't know if we would, but the guys might tell you they would do it. But we were just we had some things go our way, and we needed things to set up the way they did. And that final drive, that 7 or it was 8, we got the ball with 8:21, and to eat up the whole clock. I mean, that was one of the best drives that I've been a part of, just because of what was on the line. The kids not feeling the pressure that they had a chance to upset them, and it happened. It was a ton of fun.
All right, I'll ask one last question. I know we could talk all night, but I think going into next season, we're here watching a lot of the football players. Obviously, Carson Viss being one of them. He was a pretty important part of the team. He was sensational to watch. And what can you tell us about next year in Carson Viss's absence?
Yeah,
a little plug for next season.
It's the same thing we do every off season. We gotta lift. We need guys to put on 20, 30 pounds. We need the guys that were role players on this year's team to be big time players for us next year. And I think the one thing that was unique about this season, which I think as time wears on, I'll appreciate it more, is just how young we were. I mean, we started 3 in that final game, and we're starting 3 sophomores on offensive line. We got a freshman starting on defense, 3 or 4 more sophomores starting on defense. So to have those kids step up in those moments, that gets you excited for next year, because outside of playing in at Ford Field, they've played in the most meaningful games you could possibly get to, other than they were 1 short. So I think they're going to have that to hang on. But I went to part of my coming down process is I went to the Ford Field on Friday and stayed there and watched all those games. And Goodrich, they started 4 junior quarterback. So there's some good talent, and there's some. Niles was young too. There's some young teams that are going to be good again next year, and I think we're going to have to put the work in. We're going to be different, right? Carson's not going to be there to save us with some stuff when things aren't going well, and we're going to have to be able to run the ball. And just be tough, hard-nosed football team. Kind of like your Wolverines, maybe.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
We could talk all night about this, Dan. I got to ask you one question. Way back in August, we looked at the schedule, and I said, this is an unbelievable juggernaut you've scheduled. There were 6 of the 9 opponents that were ranked in the top 10 of their class. 4 months later, do you regret any of it? Or are you pleased that you scheduled the way you did?
I'd do it again.
Really?
Yeah. It's hard. It doesn't make sense, and maybe I'm just crazy. I know I am crazy, but the grind of preparing for teams like that is just, it's euphoric.
Get you juiced.
It gets you going, and I think the kids thrived off it, even though we had the 4-game losing streak, but I'd do it again.
One last question. Who gets more stressed, Erica during football games or Danny during girls basketball games?
I probably get more stressed during basketball, for sure.
It's a good
She's
husband.
chasing my kids around at football games. Here, I can let them run because they're kind of corralled.
Yeah,
so, yeah, I'll take that one.
Sure.
Hey, thanks for joining us. We got to do it again sometime in January, February. We'll talk about spring practice, right?
Deal.
Yeah,
Sounds
all right.
good.
All right.
Thanks for all
Enjoy
you
the
guys
holidays.
do.
Thank you.
Appreciate you guys.
Great season.
Thanks, Coach.
Danny Brown, the head coach of the football team. Now we get back to basketballs. We start this second half. Grand Rapids Christian going to work on offense. And Bryce will have you sift through some of the stats here as we get a break in the action to start this third quarter. First half scoring, South Christian was led by Davis Kemper with 8. 7 for Carson Viss. And 3 for Caleb Plune, 2 for Ike Scrotenborough.
Sailors shooting 29% that first half, opposed to the Eagles' 42%. Turnovers also an issue for South Christian. So a lot of stuff that Taylor Johnson's going to want cleaned up, as well as just got to see the ball go through the hoop a few times.
37-20 as we start this third quarter. T.D. Davis with a good drive and dish to Duzma. And Will, not going to count because the foul was on the floor. For Grand Rapids Christian in the first half, Carl Thompson, as you mentioned, Bryce, with a blistering first 2 quarters. 16 points, 3 triples. Surprise of the first half, though, was Braylon Taylor, sophomore off the bench with 9 points. Charlie DeHaan gets the start in the second half. Interesting, he's in there for Fackler. Caleb Plune open for a left wing 3. Wouldn't go, but there's DeHaan with a good strong rebound. Had his putback rejected. Plune takes the pinball rebound, flips it to DeHaan in the left corner. To Kemper at the left elbow. Dips it underneath to Scrotenborough, and he got one to go, and the foul. Ike with a tough first half, had some great looks underneath. Couldn't get the bunnies to fall, but there on a beautiful pass from Davis Kemper gets South Christian off to a good start in the third quarter.
You just said it right there. Ike, tough first half, answers the bell, makes the layup, gets the foul and one. But all of that whole set was largely due to Chuck DeHaan getting the steal, making things happen on offense, getting the offensive rebounds, setting that up. That's exactly, I think, why he's got to start the second half.
Scrotenborough couldn't hit the free throw. And it remains 37-22. Christian back to work. Good feed. Duzma's shot is rejected by Kemper again. Head to Scrotenborough to a flying Carson Viss down the right side, and he lays it home in the foul.
That's where Carson Viss is so dangerous. Just see how he glides through that Euro step, eating up so much space in one step. And then, of course, the body control to finish the basket. Sailors, kind of a blink of an eye, cut the lead to 13.
Third quarter tonight brought to you by Kent Butcher's Supply. For all your meat, food handling needs for 60 years. 3-point play by Viss. And the lead is cut to 12. Back to 15, though, as Connor Johnson uncorks one from the right point. His second triple, 40-25. Viss shaking and baking down the lane. Scoop shot good. There's a circus shot by the quarterback on a beautiful drive.
Jaw-dropping action.
Left block. Fall-away jumper is short from Carl Thompson. Another strong rebound by Davis Kemper ahead to Caleb Plune. Shakes on Watt dumps it underneath. Chuck DeHaan couldn't get it to go.
Chuck DeHaan and staff screaming for that foul.
Back the other way, Duzma off on a three-pointer from the right side. DeHaan with a good outlet pass to Scrotenborough, rim running, and like Scrotenborough couldn't convert the layup, but he was fouled and he will go to the line. Davis Kemper doing a great job on the boards here in this first 2.5 quarters. 7 rebounds already, but his rim protection as well to deal with Carl Thompson or T.D. Davis when they get to the rack has been really impressive.
Definitely almost a safety valve for these three-point defenders or perimeter defenders to have Kemper there to clean up the mess. And his counterpart, too. I'm impressed with Ike Scrotenborough. He's running the court, looking to get to the hoop, rim running on the break, and getting the reward. 2 free throws.
Scrotenborough last season, 66% shooter from the line. Splits the pair. He now has 5 points, and it's a 12-point margin inside of 6 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Davis to Connor Johnson in the left corner, and his show and go resulted in a carrying the ball? Travel?
Yeah, one of those calls. Turnover.
Connor Johnson sporting the pink shoes. (40-28), 5:30 to go here in the third quarter. Sailors need some offense. Struggle on the offensive end. Good slip pick. Like Scrotenborough with a three-pointer from the left wing and a good dump off from Charlie DeHaan.
Charlie DeHaan, the spark plug for this Sailors unit.
And you're not surprised, right? You said that. You said that all during the football season that he just provided such energy in the secondary.
Nice contest by Scrotenborough.
Rebound again to Kemper. Quickly ahead to Viss in the lane. A Euro step, batted away, but right into the hands of Kemper. Couldn't hit the three. Scrotenborough and Johnson with a battle underneath for the rebound, and Johnson wrestles it away. Sailors more inspired here in the third quarter, no doubt about it. Defensively, much more effective, although as we say that, a beautiful slip screen by Duzma, and then he got loose underneath the basket and laid it in for his first 2.
That was beautifully drawn up by Coach Eric Taylor. Duzma set up nicely for almost an easy basket.
Ploon has it knocked away into the hands of Johnson, and Connor Johnson will take it coast to coast and flush it down. Just like that, the lead is back up to 13. A whistle and...
Oh, a double tech?
That's on
Johnson and Viss. A little bit of pushing and shoving afterwards. Maybe a warning.
Yeah, Carson's got to be careful on those. I mean, he can ill afford any fouls. Fackler back into the game for Ploon. Scrotenborough gets a break. Sailors inbound to the ball. Carson Viss really serving as the point guard, point forward. Between the legs, makes a move on Thompson all the way to the rack, and he is fouled as he elevates near the left block. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. I'll tell you one thing that has not happened tonight with Carson, he's been really bottled up with regard to the mid-level jumper or three-point shot. He has not been able to, I don't think he's taken a three-pointer since early in the contest.
Yeah, hasn't got many looks from the outside. Really, much of his action has been towards the hoop.
He was a 33% shooter, 38% shooter from downtown last year as he splits the pair. But the way to get that going, get those looks certainly is coming off screens. That's a little harder to do, Bryce, if you're the point guard. There's not as much, plays aren't set up for you as the point guard as much as if you're off the ball. So that'll be an interesting adjustment that Taylor Johnson makes as we move through this season. 44-32, inside of 4 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Fall-away jumper, good by Thompson over Fackler.
Kind of picking up where he left off.
18 now for Carl Thompson. Viss working the left corner, kicks it out top side, good by J.J. Moderman. The first bucket for J.J. Moderman as a South Christian Sailor. A transfer, pounds it down. It's an 11-point margin. Long step back three by Connor Johnson, rims out. Controlled by Ty Brinks, who's into the game. Leaves for Viss between the circles, drives right side, now spins in the lane. Drew contact again. Boy, Carson's really aggressive here, attacking downhill in this third quarter.
Carson Viss grimacing a little bit after that foul. Almost looked like he took a shot to the ribs.
And that's the part of the body that's sort of left over from the football season. Not surprising, a quarterback takes a lot of hits in the midsection. I'll tell you what, though, Bryce, the fact that he's out there playing today and playing as hard as he is, it's what a testament to his competitiveness, isn't it?
This is a pretty inconsequential game. You have the rivalry at stake, of course, but it doesn't really mean much for the long-term success of this season. Of course, it could be more adverse with any injuries, but Carson Viss is a competitor. We saw it, seen it his whole career, both playing surfaces. Again, he's not going to miss this one tonight.
Lead at 10 points. It was a 17-point gap at halftime, 37-20. South has battled back here to try to get back in this thing here in the third quarter. Open for a left point three is Braylon Taylor. That's his first miss. Charlie DeHaan on the fly. Left corner to Fackler, leaves a three ball way short. Battle for the rebound. Good hustle again by who else?
Charlie DeHaan.
Tell you, he hasn't scored any points here in this third quarter, but he's really been the spark plug.
Yes, I mean, he got that rebound. They had no advantage on the fast break. And he said, I'm going to make one. Ended up getting a good look. Couldn't hit the shot. Fackler couldn't hit the shot, but it's the looks you're looking for.
Burgess will trigger the inbounds pass. Finds Kemper wide open on the right wing for a three. Oh, rounding out. Battle for the rebound between Moderman and Fackler, unfortunately, and it eludes both of them. Hits the end line out of bounds. Good look there off the inbounds pass for Davis Kemper.
Really good look, really good play drawn up by Taylor and his staff.
2.5 to go in the third period. 10-point margin for Grand Rapids Christian. Good action out front as they cycle the ball around. Davis drives to the lane, then dishes it beautifully to Oliver Strader in the game, a junior, and he drops home the short jumper to make it 48-36.
Tough finish for Strader. He sees Kemper right in his face.
Fackler working the left side, pumps at the block. No, rebound pinballed out to the Eagles. Ahead to Braylon Taylor, eyes the left wing three, now turned back by Burgess, leaves for Carl Thompson, and he drains another three ball from the left wing. And it should be 51-36. Scoreboard says 49, but I think it's 51. Timeout by South Christian. We'll step aside, 49-36. Eagles on top on Michigan Sports Radio in the Sailor Zone.
Do you have a distressed home you'd like to sell? Did you inherit a home you'd like to move on from with ease? Are you a tired landlord and it's just time? For Real buys and sells as-is homes with a mission to create real estate upside for everyone. We're fast, fair, for real. Call or visit For Real today for your free 15-minute consultation. 616-816-2028.
Golf 616 is Grand Rapids' newest and most elite indoor golf facility. a place where you can refine your swing, compete in a league, or simply enjoy a round of golf with friends. Golf 616, the perfect place to sharpen your game when you can't get out on the links. Located on West River Drive and 131 in Comstock Park. Find them on Facebook or online at golf616michigan.com.
Back at South Christian, Eagles with a 15-point lead over the Sailors here deep into the third quarter. Third quarter brought to you by Kent Butcher's Supply. Serving meat industry for over 60 years. Sailors turn it over again. And boy, you feel like Bryce Christian High really weathered the storm from South. South came out with a lot of energy to start the second half and got that lead down to single digits. But the Eagles have responded.
That's a good point. That is a really good point. They came out hot. The storm has been weathered, as you mentioned.
Braylon Taylor back in the game, leaves for T.D. Davis, who drives and over the top of Plume, banks it off the glass and in. That's the first basket for T.D. Davis. South has done a really good job on him. This hounded by Davis and then gets hammered by Carl Thompson on the blocking foul. Just the first on Carl.
It's been fun to see this season, just with this and guys and other teams coming, either here or them visiting other teams, and just guys really wanting to show out because there's eyes on this ball game. And someone like Carl Thompson playing as well as he is, I'm not sure what his attention he's getting, if he's looking to play at the next level or not. But with eyes on this game, with a player of Carson-Vista's caliber, it's always interesting to see who shines, who shows out.
Yeah, there will be a lot of attention on this all season long. He's committed, of course, to Western Michigan to play basketball next year. But nonetheless, that'll draw the fans throughout the year, and there's some great matchups that Taylor Johnson has scheduled. We'll talk about that a little bit later. There's a nice drive by Davis, left the runner short. Scrotenborough controls the boards. 30 seconds to go, down by 17. This right wing, behind the back dribble, stops at the right elbow. Skip pass left corner to Plume. Oh, he just cannot get one to go. In and out by Caleb Plume. He is 3-pointless tonight. Taylor wide open three from the left corner. That's no good. Scrotenborough climbs the ladder for the rebound. 4 seconds to go. Viss at the buzzer, short. And that's the way the third quarter ends. No change in the margin. 53 to 37, a 36, still a 17-point margin after an exciting third quarter. Grand Rapids Christian in control. Fourth quarter coming up when we return on Michigan's.
For a great place to buy a used truck or car, check out Extreme Truck and Auto Center, located at 1098 O'Malley Drive in Coopersville. They have a huge selection of trucks, cars, vans, and SUVs. Stop by their lot or give them a call at 616-384-3777. You can check out their inventory at xtacenter.com.
You order groceries, schedule appointments, and rides online. So why not house cleaning? Sweep is West Michigan's go-to residential cleaning service. Order cleanings in minutes by selecting the rooms and services you need on the Sweep app. Pricing is transparent, scheduling is flexible, and we're fully bonded and insured. Visit sweepllc.com to download the Sweep app or book online. First-time users use promo code FIRSTORDER to get 10% off. sweepllc.com. A cleaning in a sweep.
Along with Bryce Sack, this is Bob Sack back here at South Christian. We start the fourth quarter, 53 to 36, Grand Rapids Christian on top. Good time to tell you that at River Ridge Dentistry, Dr. Jeff Helmus and Dr. Alexandra Mering take the time to build relationships with patients and their families. From professional teeth whitening to restorative dental implants, the River Ridge team works tirelessly every day to earn your trust with unparalleled customer service that always puts you, the patient, first. Contact them at River Ridge Dentistry. Hulst Heating and Cooling specializes in commercial and residential home heating and cooling. family owned and conducting themselves with the highest integrity. That's Hulst Heating and Cooling. Start the fourth. Austin Burgess back in the game with Caleb Plune in the backcourt. Plune will fire from the right point and finally gets it to go.
There we go.
Caleb Plune, who was just about the most frequent three-point shooter on the team last year, as Thompson drives and draws a foul from Kemper. Plune shot 33% from three, and they need his perimeter arsenal this season. Talked about the non-conference schedule that Taylor Johnson has set up. It continues next Friday and Saturday. Next Friday at Unity Christian. We'll have that game on Michigan Sports Radio with Nate Dreyer on the call. And Saturday I'll be at Calvin University, where Byron Center and South Christian get together as part of the Calvin Showcase invite with the Storm, as Thompson hits one of the two. Later in the month, South goes to Frankfurt and also meets Pewamo Westphalia, preeminent Division III teams, as Viss can't hit from the right corner. And in the month of January, South Christian will meet Belleville. Battling for the second and third shots for Christian High, not being able to hit it is Oliver Strader. But the long pass is picked off nicely by Carl Thompson ahead to T.D. Davis. 3-pointer on the way by the Eagles, and it's good. It's shooting percentage is a big story in this game as well. After three, South Christian was shooting just 33%. Grand Rapids Christian at 40%. That's why the Eagles have opened up this 19-point lead. Viss backs in, muscles up a right-hander from the lane, couldn't get the tip, got the follow and lays it in off good work from Mike Scrotenborough.
Yeah, shots are not falling for South Christian. A little bit of that is the defense for sure. The other part of that is
3 seconds there as Strader was just camped out in the lane, and Davis fed him perfectly. No call. Kemper with a right wing three ball. That's too strong. Scrotenborough battles Thompson, but Thompson climbs the ladder for another board. Weaves his way into the front court. Back it out to Davis, who jukes Scrotenborough and just slices down the lane for an easy two.
Got to be a frustrating sequence for Taylor Johnson. A couple turnovers, some missed shots, and then not defending the other end.
Plune gets himself free as he hunted that shot down and knocked it in from 15 feet along the right baseline. Good medium-range jumper by Caleb Plune. All the way to the hole is Thompson. No. Strader and Scrotenborough battle for the rebound. Ike comes away with it. Ahead to Burgess. Leaves for Plune. Scrotenborough eyed the three from the top of the key. Now gives to Viss on the left wing. Spins on Thompson. Left-hander from the left block. No. Right there for the rebound is Kemper to drop it home. And a whistle, and looks like a timeout by South Christian. We'll keep it right here. You know, sometimes when a team is not shooting well, particularly younger teams at high school and even college level, it has an effect on the defensive effort, I think. And it feels like tonight South Christian has been frustrated at times by tough go on shooting the basketball, and they've had these defensive lapses occasionally on the other end. And
yeah, I think it's frustrating. You see shots that aren't going down, that go down, and it can be just a bit debilitating almost, and then you got to get back on defense, and something you work on as the season goes along and shake off some of the rust, get into the basketball. I mean, a lot of these guys, too, conditioning is another big issue. So jump shots and just the basketball movements and motions are just so different than the other sports, whether you're playing tennis, football, soccer. Getting into those basketball movements is an adjustment, too.
Yeah, such a difference from football where, you know, it's a 6 to 9 second spurt on every play. and then you rest for 30 to 40 seconds. It's not the case with basketball. Constant motion, we've seen that tonight. Eagles throw it away. Taylor with an errant pass.
Had a nice night, Braylon Taylor, the sophomore. It's his first seemingly bad play. Errant pass, good defense though by Burgess.
He played a key role in the first half. He really got them going with 3 big triples to open up that 17-point lead. Burgess between the circles. Flings it right corner to DeHaan. Now back to Burgess. This out of the game right now, getting a rest. So the question is, where does the offense come from? Fackler drives the lane, kicks it to DeHaan, who tries to bounce it underneath to Brinks. Slapped away by Carl Thompson again. Who else? He's done it on both ends of the floor. Been really pesky on the defensive end, too.
Both bigs for South Christian out of the game. It's meaningful here on this end.
And Viss out of the game as well. Sailors come up with a steal. Fackler ahead to Brinks, and he threw it off a Christian player out of bounds. That'll bring Scrotenborough and Ploon back into the lineup.
I was watching Coach Taylor Johnson on that last offensive set before that fast break, and without the 2 bigs, that offense felt a little bit out of sync. They're looking to have Brinks set up on that right block. And, just interesting to notice that when the big guys are out of the game.
High lob on the inbounds to Kemper. Good pump fake, and then up and under results in a foul. Kemper with 10 tonight. Scrotenborough has 8. This leads the Sailors with 16. Carl Thompson leading all scorers with 22. Free throws have not been kind to South either.
Oh.
Between the 3 bigs, Scrotenborough, Viss, and Kemper, a lot of missed free throws.
Yep. Taylor Johnson active with the bench.
Yeah, I think he's, again, recognizing the conditioning factor as Kemper hits them both, hits one of the 2. 16-point gap inside of 4 minutes. Sailors go to a full court press. Austin Burgess, the sophomore, a little too active with the hands. Full court press. Eagles break it ahead to Taylor. Kemper, really a basket-saving foul there as he slapped it away from Taylor.
Kemper begging for his life, and he didn't foul him. Just clean poke, and are we getting a technical?
He did, and that fouls him out. Remember, technical counts as a personal as well. Kemper picked up his 4th on the reach around and then must have uttered something because he gets teed up, and that takes him out of the game.
It's a big, big, big foul call.
Davis pleading his case down there with Taylor Johnson. Braylon Taylor hits one of the 2. 3:43 to go. Next Michigan Sports Radio broadcast next Tuesday. Bryce will be back here as Erica Brown's Sailors on the girls' side look to go 2-0 against a very tough East Kentwood team. That's a scheduling risk as well. Not a risk, but just an aggressive scheduling by Erica. East Kentwood really good. So her team will be tested. Guys back in action on Friday night from Unity Christian. That ought to be a great matchup. Replay of last year's district semifinals. A 3-pointer.
Owen Burgess.
From the left wing by Owen Burgess.
First time he's been in the game.
Yeah.
I love that. All right. Just pull it. right away. No warm-up.
And a traveling call. Lead at 14. He's looking for anybody off the bench, anybody other than Viss and Kemper to really give a spark. Davis Kemper looked like he was going to check back into the game, didn't it?
Yeah, he was heading towards
Well, he'll learn from this one. J.J. Moderman is in, and it's a timeout called by Eric Taylor. We'll take a quick break. Come back for the final 3 minutes.
Everyone out there who loves Culver's.
The feeling is mutual. Everything's made fresh.
Everything. Everything.
It's our pleasure.
This is me and my happy place.
I wouldn't trade our Culver's for any other restaurant.
Culver's.
We love our guests.
Love.
Love.
As much as our guests love us.
This is me and my happy place.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
Have you ever thought about a career in metal manufacturing? Today, careers in robotics, product development, engineering, and IT are just some of the few of the outstanding careers available. There are
3 minutes and 2 seconds to go in the season opener. Grand Rapids Christian been in control since early in the second quarter. They led 12-10 after a seesaw first quarter, and then really blew it open in the second quarter, extending their margin to 17 at halftime. Since then, it's kind of where we've been. South has played hard, but just cannot seem to get past that 10-point margin. Pressure in the backcourt after the South Christian turnover, and Braylon Taylor's fouled by Carson Viss.
Just seeing maybe a little bit of frustration set in for the Sailors.
Yeah, no doubt. It's you can tell. I think, again, that goes back to shots don't fall, and that's frustrating. It's tough to play through. You're a young player. But there will be better nights ahead in this 2024-25 season. Adore Mawat back into the game. Hasn't played a lot here in the second half, the lanky Christian Eagle.
They really went with Will Dozima and Oliver Strader much of the second half.
Viss works the right corner, kicks it back out to Plune, an open three on its way. That's short. Right there for the rebound is Scrotenborough. Drops it home. Mike's done some good work on the boards today.
Nice steal by Viss.
Viss took it away, lays it in. And the lead is 12.
Eric Taylor looking to get a timeout. Bit of an onslaught of scoring there.
Mike Scrotenborough now with 8 rebounds to go along with his 10 points. Working on a double-double. Timeout by Grand Rapids Christian. Not sure whether it's a full or a 30-second timeout. We still haven't seen it. Call from an official yet. Looks like it's a 30. 2:25 to go. Let Kent Butcher Supply help you with all your food handling needs. Kent Butcher Supply Company has been serving the meat industry for over 60 years. From spices to knives to large equipment, we've got what you need. Shop Kent Butchers today, your local resource for all of your butcher supplies. Fourth quarter tonight brought to you by Hulst Heating and Cooling. Conducting themselves with the highest integrity. That's Hulst Heating and Cooling. 12-point lead, and the Eagles turn it over. Plume took it away from Carl Thompson, lays it in. It's a 10-point game.
It's full court press causing major issues. Good
Johnson
read.
finds Duzma open down at the other end of the court, and he lays it in over Charlie DeHaan.
Great read by Connor Johnson.
No doubt. Stemmed the tide. DeHaan back the other way. Floater from the right baseline, blocked by Duzma. The big fella doing some good work underneath, and a technical foul again called. And I think this is going to go on South Christian bench. I think Taylor Johnson wanted a foul on that drive by DeHaan. Didn't get it. And student section here just below us. With the rather polite but somewhat derisive chant to the official. Thompson gets 1 of 2. Carl Thompson now with 23 to lead all scorers, 68-55. South Christian trimmed that lead to 12. Earlier this half got it down to 10, but no closer. T.D. Davis drives the top of the key, guns it left corner to Johnson, cross-court pass to Mawat, who drives in. They'll call a block at the right block. Wyatt Saul jumped in there and thought he had pretty good position with 1:43 to go, but the officials saw it otherwise. And
I don't know, but I thought I saw his feet planted. I mean, there's no half circle down there like there is in college and the NBA, but I thought he got there.
Yeah, I've heard worse chants from student sections about officials, so I guess take his whistle is not too.
We did pray before the game. That'd be a bad look.
That's right.
If we got any worse than that.
Adore Mawat hits the first free throw. J.J. Moderman checks in for Wyatt Saul.
I think Grand Rapids Christian coach Eric Taylor has to be excited and just thrilled with the way these guys have responded. You know, I was playing on the road. There's been some waves of attacks by South Christian, some surges, some runs. They've responded well to each and every one. Even that press. Sailors got 6 easy points, 3 easy baskets off the press. And he adjusted, called timeout, got his guys right. And look at that. Now they're throwing the press at South.
Sailors break it. Viss between the circles uses the Scrotenboro screen. Got blocked on the way up from Connor Johnson. Boy, he's played a good game. Connor Johnson has. All the way to the hole is Carl Thompson. Great body control. That left-hand scoop shot lays it home. And 17-point lead. Sailors turn it over, and 1:16 to go. I think this one is going to be tough to overcome here.
South Christian coach Taylor Johnson making amends with the ref. I'm sure he knows he'll see him again at some point. So let's end this on a positive note.
Just sort of had his arm around the official and vice versa. And it was a veritable love fest there after the bit of the outrage earlier.
Yeah, well, now he's it started with a gentle nudge, and now he's pleading his case.
Taylor Johnson with a great coaching history. Of course, came to South Christian 3 years ago after assistant coach for Rick Wesley at Grand Valley State. Prior to that, Taylor was at North Carolina State, coached at Western Michigan. He has been at some outstanding collegiate programs. He's got a little bit longer hair this year. Almost, we're moving toward a mullet look a little bit, huh?
I think the kids call it the flow.
The flow? Okay, thank you.
I believe that's what they call it.
All right.
And I saw we obviously met with him earlier this week. And yeah, gelled back and all that. He's ready for the bright lights.
Just over a minute to go. Eagles break the press. T.D. Davis trapped between the circles. Finds Mawat in the left corner, and Eric Taylor's just going to chew the clock out here, and South Christian wisely not fouling with 55 seconds to play.
Of course, no shot clock in high school.
What do you think? Should there be a shot clock in high school?
Yeah. These kids are all good enough. The game's changed.
Caleb Ploon deflects that ball off the hands of T.D. Davis out of bounds to South Christian. And now Josh Flesk comes in, Wyatt Saul, and Caleb Crochelle all getting into the lineup here. Austin Burgess is Taylor Johnson will empty the bench with 36 seconds to go. Stay with us. Post-game show coming up, presented by Burgess Surveying. Take a quick break after the final horn. Come back with Tim Chenna with final stats, individual scoring totals, and get Bryce's selection for South Christian and Grand Rapids Christian player of the game. Open for a left corner three is Saul. That's kind of been the way it's gone tonight. A wide open 12-footer that just wouldn't go, and that's really the story of the game. South, tough shooting night and really good poised effort by Grand Rapids Christian. You said it. They have responded to every challenge thrown at them by Christian. That'll do it. 72-55 is the way this one's going to end. An impressive win for the Eagles to open this 24-25 season. Don't go away. Coming up, it's the Burgess Surveying post-game show on Michigan Sports Radio and the Sailor Zone.
Stock up this Labor Day with amazing savings at your neighborhood family fair. With Card, enjoy cool sips of select varieties of Pepsi or 7-Up products. Buy 2, get 3 free. Beat the heat with 6 to 12-count Outshine bars, 2 for $8. And save on items down every aisle during our Buy 5, Save 5 sale on items like select varieties of Nabisco Ritz or snack crackers, select varieties of Farmland sliced bacon, or Kool-Aid, Tang, Arizona, Mio, Country Time, or Crystal Light drink mixes. Family Fair in your neighborhood.
The pulse of our community flows through all of us. Your blood donation keeps it strong. Schedule your donation at Varsity.org or call 866-MI-BLOOD. Together, we are a beacon of hope.
Are you having a hard time hearing tonight's game? Hi, I'm Brock Conkle from Michigan Sports Radio, and after putting it off for many years, I decided to contact Miracle Ear and get my hearing tested, and sure enough, had significant hearing loss. The friendly staff at Miracle Ear fitted me with hearing aids, and life is so much more enjoyable being able to hear the things that I've been missing. Go to miracle-ear.com to schedule your free hearing evaluation. There's a location near you.
Don't just find yourself, make yourself. Start businesses, build bridges, save lives, raise a whole city. This is your future, so take it and move all of us forward.
Are you looking for a new career? Aetna Supply is hiring. Aetna Supply is Michigan's #1 plumber wholesaler, servicing local customers for over 50 years. They offer great benefits, a 401k with company match, quarterly bonuses, and no Sundays. Once again, check them out at aetnasupply.com/careers or click on their logo on the Michigan Sports Radio homepage.
Welcome inside the Burgess Surveying post-game show presented by Burgess Surveying, helping Michigan grow by providing accurate land surveys since 2009. Regardless of your project size, you can be confident that they'll complete your land survey with precision. Attention to detail, responsiveness, and communication are foundational to the process because those are the qualities that Burgess Surveying clients appreciate the most. That's Burgess Surveying, sponsor of tonight's post-game show. Bob Sack and Bryce Sack back with you one final time after an impressive performance by Grand Rapids Christian gives the Eagles a 72-55 win over South Christian tonight. Individual scoring totals, first of all, for Grand Rapids Christian, Carl Thompson led the way with a solid game, 25 points. Got a little help from a couple guys. Braylon Taylor added 12, 9 of them in the first half on 3 threes. Connor Johnson chipped in 10, 6 apiece for Adore Mawat, 4 for Will Duzma, and 4 for T.D. Davis, 2 for Oliver Strader. For South Christian, pretty good balance. Carson Viss led the way with 18. That's right where his average was last year. 10 apiece from Ike Scrotenborough and Caleb Ploon, 11 for Davis Kemper, and then 3 each for Owen Burgess and J.J. Moderman. Team stats tonight, Bryce?
Team stats tell the story. Grand Rapids Christian shooting 53%, 24 out of 46 baskets made. Only 2 offensive rebounds, but don't need as many offensive rebounds when the ball is going through the basket. Of course, on the opposite side, South Christian shooting 37%, going 20 for 53 from the field. 17 turnovers. Turnover margin, losing that margin is never ideal and optimal for success. Sailors lost that. 17 turnovers, Christian High's 12. And then the boards, South Christian was able to crash the boards, get 12 offensive rebounds. Both teams had 22 defensive rebounds. But again, the shooting was the difference maker tonight. Sailors had a hard time seeing the ball go through the basket. Grand Rapids Christian got hot early, answered the bell, answered the runs, and really kept that 12 to 15-point lead throughout the game.
Our choice one players of the game. First of all, who's your pick for South Christian tonight?
Oh, for South Christian, I'm going to start with Grand Rapids Christian. Carl Thompson, player of the game. I thought he came out ready to play. We asked a lot of questions. Who's going to come in, step into those roles? With all the Eagles lost from last year's successful tournament run, Carl Thompson has done just that, did just that tonight as he had a big evening. And I'd say for the Sailors, Davis Kemper is my player of the game. He was active on the boards, active with his hands on defense, of course active getting the ball to the hoop. That was just a force. Plays really nice high-low game. Can be active, again, on all sides of the hardwood, all ends of the hardwood. And we saw that tonight. He had a good night in a losing effort.
Yeah, you can't fault the effort tonight from South Christian. Guys worked hard. Ike Skrotenbauer really played hard and played active both ends of the floor. Unfortunately, just couldn't get a lot of shots to go. Did finish with 10 points. I thought he played hard. Charlie DeHaan really sparked the team in the third quarter. Not much to show for it on the score sheet or in the box score, but really provided a boost there. And as you said, Kemper certainly fit that as well. So tough loss for South Christian tonight, but there will be better nights ahead. This team looks to be one of the area's top teams, ranked certainly in the top 10 of all classes to start this season. But they got a good test tonight, and they'll get some more good tests through December, all of which will really tune them well for the tournament run months from now.
During the broadcast, you were talking about how Taylor Johnson had scheduled this non-conference slate and how he was pretty excited about it. The competition he got to play, the road trips that he got to travel on with his team. He got some technicals tonight, a fiery showing here at South Christian High School. But I think between the three of us, I don't think he's that upset with the outcome tonight. I think there's a lot to work on, a lot to coach up, and a lot to go back to practice with tomorrow.
No doubt. All right, that'll do it tonight. The girls win the first game, 65-53 count over Grand Rapids Christian. Eagles retaliate in the nightcap, winning at 72-55 in the boys' game. So for our Michigan Sports Radio executive producer, Brock Conkle, our great athletic director here at South Christian, David Kuhl, and the wonderful coaches, Erica Brown for the girls, Taylor Johnson for the guys, our technical director, Todd Skrotenbauer, Tim Chenoweth on the stats, and great color analysis from Bryce Sack tonight. This is Bob Sack saying so long, everybody. Once again, the final for the women's game tonight, 65-53 South Christian, and for the guys, 72-55 Grand Rapids Christian. Next Tuesday night, Michigan Sports Radio returns to East Kentwood for a girls matchup. Bryce will have East Kentwood and South Christian, right here at South Christian, for a key non-conference girls matchup. And next Friday, Michigan Sports Radio will be at Unity Christian. Nate Dreyer will have the broadcast for that great non-conference matchup between Unity and South, and I'll have on Saturday night from Calvin University, Byron Center, and South Christian. So great week ahead, exciting week ahead of early season basketball here for the guys and the girls on Michigan Sports Radio and the Sailor Zone. That'll do it. Have a wonderful rest of the week. We'll see you then. Join us next week for more action.